Alright, enough slagging off some of RimWorld's shortcomings, despite it being my desert island game, although OpenTTD makes a compelling argument for being the desert island game. Enough of that. We're back to it. We had OpenTTD earlier, we have OpenTTD again, because the game's too damn good. Had my dindins, and I'm ready to get going. We voted on where we work on next, and the answer is Prussia. So we're going to link up, let's see, has to go down to Berlin, of course, so that includes everything around here. I put in these Hanseatic border things to swiftly remind myself where my arbitrary lines end for the Hansa. Once again, this is compiled of three things: a nice map of the Hansa that I have, the Patrician 4 map of the Hansa, and of course my own arbitration. Next stream, OpenTTD? No. Well, maybe, but no. If I find myself awake tomorrow and Motorsport Manager is all modded, I might just sit down and play more OpenTTD. Who's to say? We're getting off course though. We've got a Prussia to link up. Berlin, everything north of Berlin, and the coastline over here. It seems like it should be fair game. If I can get Lutz and Thorn and Bromberg and Posen, all the better. Warsaw... I mean, it is all part of this, but Warsaw seems like a big nut to crack. Well, we'll see what we can do with that. So, what's my plan for this? Some of this is already linked up with Lubeck. That could cause me some problems if I link these into a bigger network willy-nilly. So maybe I should link these guys up last, or else I'm going to be putting a strain on this cycle that goes into Lubeck. What I should definitely do is link up all of Prussia, make a really chunky connection into Lubeck. I'll probably have to make a separate Lubeck area here for transfers, and then to get to Lubeck Central, they'd probably just take a boat service over. I could tram, but there's not a lot of space to expand Lubeck Central, especially since I put this train station that I don't use over here. Because yeah, Lubeck Central includes a center, it includes all these trams. It's really already spread out as far as it can go. I think at best I could put a tram stop here. Actually, why don't we test that? Because it's not unthinkable that we have a bit of a tram exchange, is it? Oh no, this is too far out. This is about the length of how I can connect up to Central still, probably because this is so far away. I'm left wondering if I even actually want this train station. It's very much surplus to requirements, but we do know that it can expand out here, so there may be a situation where I do actually roll with it. Can it split in? Yeah, actually it could even go out one way here, and then I could end up with 8, and then have a pretty big connection to the Danes. Yeah, okay, I'll keep you around with that in mind. Still though, that doesn't solve our Prussia problem. Well, it's not a problem, more of a Prussia undertaking, really. Lodz is wads, says St. Caldin, and I have no idea what he means by that. I mean, what's a wads? The microphone sounds a bit tinny today, says Senor. Well, that's unusual. Nothing should have changed between earlier and now. If other people back that up, then sure. Caldin, you know better than that. Right, how are we even going to do this? Well, I think I'm going to start with something that should make all the Germans feel right at home, and that is having a big old airport slapped down with absolutely no problems. So let's just say goodbye to all of this, and then smack down this hub with no further questions, Your Honor. There we go. See, it's that easy. With this, I'll probably want to expand Berlin Airport something fierce to the big old train station. I sincerely doubt they're going to let me, given that I did that massive building right there. Max length, 6 tracks going in that direction. Can you fit in here? Can we put you as part of Berlin Airport? Wow, they put that in, no fuss. Man, Berlin must really love me to let me build all of that. So. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And with the room out back to swing around. Probably don't want this Berlin forest here forever, but we could connect up, go round and under, and pop back out. And then what I imagine is we'll have a high-speed Berlin to... Do I want Rostock or Lubeck? High-speed Berlin to Lubeck might actually solve my problems immediately with all the transfer stuff. Also, they're both big cities. They're going to want to move a lot of people between each other. Yeah, you know, might be a pretty good way to start, and I can figure out the solution to my Lubeck problem. The thing is, I want Lubeck to also host itself a damn big airport. So having one in Berlin and Lubeck might be overkill. But, I might still want... It seems like a bit of a waste to have it here, but it will be able to service a lot of people. And it just doesn't seem right that Lubeck wouldn't have its own airport. Then again, I could slam it over here. Many solutions to many problems. Although what I could also just simply do is have another Lubeck railway down here. Then everybody gets dropped off and transferred over to Lubeck Central, probably by... If I didn't have this railway, things would probably be a lot easier. And it would probably be a lot easier to also have an exchange over to Lubeck via here. Man, these are backing up. Probably because I just recently switched them all out. It's good to see Lubeck's people actually moving, though. I could also have a more modest railway station here, although modest just doesn't feel like the right thing to do. I could actually have a 6-laner here, but I would have to back out the same way it comes in. Not sure how nice that would be for getting people in and out of Lubeck pretty quickly, since it would be a big one for Berlin. Then again, what if we made a 4-tracker? And then they could have a very swift transfer over to Lubeck Central. Just probably a loss-leading boat that just keeps ferrying people back and forth between the two. Yeah, in fact, I could have it damn well adjacent if I pop the thing out here, because I could have it there connected and it just goes back and forth with people and mail. Nah, name it Berlin Edeka. Is that shop over there? You know what? I might just slam you down without further thinking about it, and this could be the... This is specifically going to be the Lubeck Exchange, or the Lubeck Eastern Exchange. And yeah, I do think that just very quickly piling people on through high-capacity boats between the docks might actually work out for me. Would this block the way? No, the site is unusable. But I could actually instead use a high-capacity boat for a change. Would be a bit different. I can do that. This can fill itself in. Fill itself in, there we go. And if we do have a little dock here... Oh, the local authority hate my guts. But I could link this up with Eastern Exchange and have people sail over to Lubeck Central. I could even use a very slow high-capacity boat, because there's not much point waiting for them getting up to high speed when they could just unload and reload many people at good rates. Yeah, I reckon so. Name the Berlin airport Construction Endless Mode. I want it to actually be noticeable, but Berlin's Eternal Airport is an easy enough one to remember. Now, how I'm going to branch this off for others, I'm less than sure, because I do want others to be able to come into Berlin from other angles. It's not all just about the airport and the road to Lubeck. But I think the way out to Lubeck can just be utilizing 2 of these. Well, no, it might be more important to transfer people over to Lubeck mega fast than I'm letting on here. I mean, who all's going to be coming into Berlin? I wonder, actually, is it possible that I have another railway station connected? I know I'm being ultra greedy, but imagine that this gets a lot of people in, it ferries a lot of people over to Lubeck. I will probably want... there's a lot of things I want, actually. What I could see myself having, actually, is Rostock connect over to Lubeck in order to get down to Berlin, and I can have a modest-sized train station here that funnels these 4 cities down into Berlin off of these 2 tracks. 2 might not be quite enough, but I reckon we could make do with it, because it could just be a nice loop. Yeah, I reckon that could work. And then... Shame they don't like that. Then these 4 can bring everybody over there. And then if we can just swing ourselves another... another modest train station here. Is that possible? Plausible even? Yeah, it would be able to join on the internal airport. Oh, sweet, man. Berlin are very generous. Okay, so that means that you're going to be able to link up to many others. So Berlin's actually going to be a huge transfer place. And since it's all linked with this, the coverage is going to be massive. So just about everyone in Berlin's going to be swept up in the eternal airport shenanigans and then shipped off over to Lubeck, where they're going to be so much happier. I'm going to let the turn of the month go so we can build things again and destroy things again in Berlin. Berlin requires 99 Zeppelins. I'm really kind of bummed out that there's no blimp-style planes in this game. There are, of course, if you mod it, but that kind of goes without saying. Oh, Berlin's local authority have not yet updated. Come on. There we go. Now you're talking my language. How are we going to do this, though? I reckon it's actually just going to be an in-and-out job here rather than then turning around at this point. Yeah, we'll just use it as a proper terminus. However, how are we going to do that? Well, it's a shame these guys are in the way, but they're going to have to die. Make my life easier. I was somebody obviously very unhappy, or maybe just enthusiastic about sharing solutions with me after seeing our, frankly, beautiful solution to the Novgorod problem. I mean, I like it. Look at all the trains it's able to service, no questions asked. Look at it moving! It's brilliant! Ignore the ones that aren't moving. Actually, why are you not moving? There's a significant lack of signals there. Glad we spotted that. Easily fixed. Oh god, that's on 8, isn't it? Okay, probably better to do this manually then. Why is that bit of track going off over there? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then over to there, and then it's better than ever before. I don't want to change my signaling length because I'll totally just forget about it later. That's why we couldn't have you, because this little bit was there. Don't worry, we know what we're doing, see? Excellent. Did you just save the file or saw it too? I loaded up there, Gil Games. Ah yes, Gil Games is one sending me education.sav. Had a few different stations, one of them I already use, but one of the solutions that I saw there I really did like. It was for going in and out, and I'm going to see if I can remember it well enough to replicate it here. Already can't remember it very well. That's okay. It'll be easier if I... How much a straight line is it to Lubeck? That can be done straight out. It can have a bit of a zig over here. So basically this can come out straight, no problem. And we're going to be leading up to a few little steel girder bridges here. It's a shame that steel girders... Oh, we can still have them. And what are we doing here? We're doing a mistake here. This is not right. I want these to be monorail. Upgrade to monorail, please. Nice. I think Kaladin was saying they wanted to see some Prussian monorail service, so let's see if we can actually remember to keep building monorail instead of electric station. With that said, maybe these should be... Nah, just keep girder ones for the wee ones. They look pretty cute. Now, they come in on the lefties, and they come in and out, so I need a bit for double, signaling here. Always signal people coming out of here. And then, I've already managed to completely forget the station design. Thought I had it memorized. No, I managed to completely forget it, even though you sent it to me. That's alright though, that's why we have a save game button. And a load game button so you can see the beauty that is sent over me. It was a very simple design, can't believe I managed to forget it. But that's what happens when you just see and you don't do. That's why doing is important to learning. That was a 4-track terminus. So... Ah, but that was only for one train line on each side. That's why my one's not working. Do I want mine to be one train on each side? I like having two... But let's try it with one train line each side. I overdo the doubles, don't I? So it's 1, 2... Oh, actually, just knowing that it's 1, 2 will make life easier for me. So thanks for that. I really appreciate that kind of stuff being sent my way. Right, so it is just 1, 2 coming in, meaning we don't need all these bridges. Although those are the 2 bridges that we should have kept because they're further up. And that minimizes the amount of zigzagging that we have to do. Wrong railway. In fact, I'm not even selecting electrified railway. I hate to think I've been making a mistake in not using electrified railways and other things that I've been building. It's possible. Wait, I'm on universal rail. Monorail, please. So, what was it? I just looked at it and I'm already forgetting it. Right, it'll be easier if that isn't there. And then it should be a simple case of... If it goes out on the left and comes in on the left, then I want a small bridge here. Small bridge here. Girder steel is as good as we can do. That's good enough. They're not going to be able to accelerate enough anyway. And then, can you get under here with that? No, you can't. Probably better that it doesn't do a big S like that, so actually I'm going to make this a bit bigger, aren't I? Potentially even too big. Now I can do it tubular for higher speeds, but I like the girder. There we go. But then you also need a way to come up and in this way. Does that work it out? I feel like we're 1 bridge short. So you can come in and you can go in there to either of these and here to either of these. And then you can come out here and then you can go out to that way. Was it really only 1 bridge setup? I feel like there were 2 bridges in the one I was sent. Yeah, no, there's a... No, this allows them to go into both of them and come out on one. Why do I feel like there were 2 bridges in the other setup? I really feel like there were. I have a terrible short-term memory, so I don't even feel bad about having to go back and check again. I'm aware of my own limitations. No, there was only 1 bridge. I was completely imagining things. It's probably because this was dug out and I saw two ramps like that. Jake, take a screenshot. Nah, far too simple a solution there. Oh, I deleted all my bridges there. Also, I should have reversed it rather than having it this way, because as I said, I want them coming out on this side. That's alright, gives me a chance to do it again, and that means that I can learn better from it. Yeah, one would think. So that means, let's see, coming in left on this, so I want you to come in here, and then be able to move in on this, but you need to be able to move out as well. This is the outie. You come in like that, but then you need to be able to go into here, and then I'm probably missing out on the bridge. Yeah, because the bridge needs to come out here, and then you will connect up a little bit later. 1, 2, 3, 4. But you can come in on all of that and connect through like that. There we go. That seems workable. Very simple. I mean, it lacks a certain elegance that we've made before, but as I said, this is not going to be one big uniform Hansa. It's going to be realistic with how much jiggery-pokery and different solutions there are to very similar problems. Why do I keep getting pestered about the... Well, pestered is putting it strongly, right? Why do I keep getting asked about the Wandering Village? I've never brought it up before, but it's been posted in here several times lately. I actually did get a shill email about it from the developers, well, not developers, it's almost always the publishers that bemoan me. I don't know, maybe. I love city builders. But there's a small problem right now, and that's that every waking hour of mine is currently being consumed by OpenTTD, and ooh, wow, that actually goes up too much. I should have had it down, not up. Oh well, lessons learnt. Every waking hour is being consumed by OpenTTD and Motorsport Manager. Now, Motorsport Manager should, one can hope, come to an end in this coming... Ooh, whoa, how would that work? You can mix different kinds of rail inside a station. Hardcore. But Motorsport Manager should, unless I have a disaster, finish tomorrow. And I mean, what would be the odds of that, realistically speaking? You're going to be slow coming off of a bridge anyway. Well, no, actually that bridge allows for intense speed, doesn't it? I wonder if I can deal with this approach, but just build it essentially the same way. Of course, another alternative is just to allow this to eke out a little bit more. There we go. In this case, we just need you to all come out a bit. And then have their wee crosses here. Goodness, the addition of Polybridge soundtrack was a great decision. Don't know who made it, but oh, it was me. When you build those 3 long bridges, you reduce the train speed by almost 100 kilometers per hour. Yeah, I guess you're right, but I do like the girder bridges quite a lot. If it becomes so much of a problem, then maybe we'll fix it. For now, it doesn't seem like one. In any case, the left comes in there and over here. So. Either way, it's going to need to zigzag over, so I'm actually shooting myself in the foot by not just bringing it over by 1 anyway. Yeah, that's more like it. So I want you to be able to move into there, no ifs, ands, or buts. And then come in over here, but this thing's going to need a little bit of a bridgey bridge. Out you come, and out you come. Very elegant solution, this. I do like it. Do I want to force them to take station breaks along the way? Might be a good idea, honestly. Yeah, I reckon so. Let's get ourselves those signals along the way. Easier when I do it the way that goes right to left. Just works easier in my brain. So when you're coming out that way, off you trot. They're long trains, so there's really not much point in giving them more... Well, no, I should make sure they're going one way out of here at least, shouldn't I? I feel like it would clog something, like you'd be on your way out here, stop here, and then clog everything coming in, so that's probably a bad place to put the signal. But on the other hand, I do use very long trains, don't I? Yeah, they can make their calls around here for getting in. Out you go then. And we'll make sure they have good decision making for leaving there. And that's a very simple one. Lubeck Eastern Exchange to the Berlin airport. And of course, this exchange is going to have a very quick bit of movement between here by boat. However, I think we're going to use this crappy old ships with a massive capacity. It is cheaper, but it holds more mail. And most of the time is going to be spent loading and unloading. So it's probably the best option for it. Is there? Yeah, there's cargo capacity. I'll buy and refit this lugger and just tell it to go from there to there, and all is well. Is it going to be a terminus? Lubeck Eastern Exchange is indeed a terminus. But I'll probably want to find... Well, no, Rostock already connects up to Lubeck with boats. Won't it constantly break down due to no depots? If it needs to service, it's going to go over here to service and then come back out. Doesn't need to have a service on the route, it can go off and get what they need. You're missing the straight through on the X section just outside of Lubeck. Oh, so I am. I saw this track bit here, already covered in that grey, not grey, but kind of yellowish stuff. I didn't notice the lack of track. Well spotted. Right, now how about cargo capacity for passengers? It's the same boat. Now, I was told if I choose Go To and just click on the other ship, it copies it. Amazing! An even faster way to have packs crossover. I like it. Now, these guys aren't going to have much to haul around just yet, but they will in due time. So many tips coming in, and thank you. Genuine thank you there. I was asking for advice on how to play the game, and that advice has been delivered. These guys are going to be fast, so really, they only need one service station. I will give them 2 in case I need them to go depot fast, though. Plus, don't these look radical? They look very radical. There we go. Why not service at the start and the beginning so they can go high speed in the middle? Brilliant idea, Marvin. I had not even considered speed. So yeah, they could be serviced right out of the gate here. So they go ba-boom. Or they could be serviced here. Ones are always serviced coming out here, but maybe... I wouldn't want to bypass if they always come out and get serviced. Maybe I'm overdoing it with the service. These guys move fast. What if I simply have a bypass for it? Then they're not going to get in anybody's way. Now, I've had a problem with them being very poor at choosing when to come in for a service. But let's see, they come down, vroom, they get serviced without bothering anybody, and then they carry on their merry way. And this isn't going to be too bad for loss of speed, I reckon. No, I should do it the other way around. Like here, they're not going to have much speed to begin with, so that's all the more reason to have them come out and get serviced. And of course, this is too small to even worry about anything else, so I'll just give them manual... Wait, is the lack of signaling going to burn them here? They're going to come out and just go straight into this and get smooshed, aren't they? No, these guys are going to stop here, but maybe it would be better if they stopped here. Yeah, maybe. And I would want you to stop as you were rather than clog this up. That's good enough for one person to wait. And then do the same for them having a bypass over here. Why not have a dedicated monorail over the harbour between 2 train stations, assuming the extra platform space? You mean a dedicated one between here and here? Because we already have a very convenient place to move people around by boat, and I love boats. But then that's just Kaladin's love for trains talking, isn't it? I'm surprised I didn't ask for a tram. Think of how nice it would look. There's plenty more opportunities to be had. Does this river really not connect up with the ocean? Oh, it's not a river then, it's a lake, isn't it? What's the name of this lake? Is it Lake Schwerin? Would that make too much sense? Right, let's get you in here. You're gonna take quite a while getting up to speed and coming back out here, aren't you? It's gonna be chugga 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 holding this whole line up. I feel a little bad for that, but not so bad that I'm going to do anything about it. Alright, I think we have relatively everything set up for this. So let's get it moving. I suppose the only downside is that they are... well, we can just have them come out here, can't we? So, brand new vehicle, we're going to have the Millennium Z1 equipped for passengers, because that seems the most cost-effective thing to do for them. We're going to give them packs up to length 5, and then mail. 1, 2, no, I'm not even clicking on it there. And then we're going to take you, and it's a very simple run. You go to Berlin, you go to Lubeck Eastern Exchange, and you go. And we copy you. How many of these trains are we going to need? Not many to begin with, but I will put 4 on it. It is indeed called Lake Schwerin. Germany is nothing if not descriptive. I like what you're getting at there. Germany is nothing. Now, I think Schwerin could benefit from just an easy trip up to Lubeck Eastern Exchange. There's no need for anything complicated. That'll get them on the route to everywhere that Lubeck has to offer and begin growing them. And it can be a lovely little, fairly condensed tram setup. In fact, I'm seeing an opportunity for this to be very cute. Tram setup here. I think I'm overusing the word cute when playing this game, but I do mean it. What'll I want? 1 of you and then 2 on passengers? And then I want the ability to grow it if the need arises. But otherwise, we just come down to Schwerin. Simple as. We'll have a place here for anyone that needs seen to. Will I add that as part of the route? Might be overkill, but I think I will. I'm a big believer in keeping my vehicles well maintained. So what'll we have? I think we'll have you down here towards the end. The local authority hates me. How dare you build infrastructure? Alright, Schwerin. If you're that unhappy, I'm even going to give you a rock and road network. Maybe they're also unhappy because I built this. I don't recall building that statue. Maybe it's because one of these is a Schwerin farm. So be it. Don't pretend that you don't know I'm talking about Dungeon Keeper whenever I say so be it. Alright, we'll let a month pass. It gives us a chance for these trains to rock out. Are they trains? They're monorails, but aren't they called monorail trains in that regard? Getting up to speed. It would be nice if the game had a pin the camera to this thing, but I suppose it is pinned here. Man. 290, 300. That thing gives it the beans. And it's being followed up there. Lovely. Monotrains. Alright, you're already in there. Look at that cracking speed. Of course, there's nobody to pick up, is there? Oh, well, no. Well, there almost were as soon as they registered. Of course, Berlin's huge. It's going to generate quite a lot of passengers, isn't it? It says monthly 10 or 11. I don't buy that. It's going to be much larger than that. Especially when I feed it to all these other people. And this place is already getting mail and people transferred into Lubeck. Those trains, those boats, there's no way they're going to be profitable over such a short distance. But at the same time, it's pretty cool that they even exist. That didn't look like much of a speed loss. Do monorails not lose much speed on cornering? It didn't feel like they did. They made that they made that S-bend and it didn't even look like they lost speed. Look at the speed they gained quickly. Cripes, monorails are good. It's going to be very difficult to justify not upgrading everything to monorails, but like I said, I want variety, so I'll probably try not to. Tempting though it may be when I see such capacity, such throughput. Schwerin's a tiny place. Surely it doesn't need more than just this wee one here. Yeah, I'll give them 2 anyway. Actually, 2 is wasted on them. Because now we have length 3 trams coming in. So actually, that's going to present some problems for stacking up on these, isn't it? I think it will. Oh well, it matters little. It's time for the 3-car passenger tram. I could continue to use the 2 one, but that's only 45 instead of 50 per. Not to mention it's considerably slower. It's 20% slower. Well, not one to worry about it. You're going to go... These guys are actually going to share the line, aren't they, the way I've done it, aren't they? Because I didn't loop it. I could still loop it. Because otherwise this otherwise rather quick tram is still going to go the rate of the incredibly slow mail tram. If anybody knows if I get a better mail tram than this, I'd love to know it. Because the SH08 mail tram is terrible. Very reliable though. Do I want them to share the line? It's gonna really do nasty things to the speed. Another question I have to ask is how much of a big deal is it really? Bigger than I want to admit. I can, however, do something like this, right? That crossover, I wonder how much pain that's going to cause me in the long run. Jake, can you attach the mail tram to the PAX tram? I don't think there's a way to attach trams like that. Would be cool, but I'm pretty sure it can't be done. I like that crossover. I wonder if it's going to cause a lot of pain, but I do like it. Actually, it introduces too many options for my trams, and I don't like the trams to have options. It means that they could get out and turn any which way here, so sorry, but that has to go. You mean there's no tramway? I see plenty of tramway here. Shame, I really did like it. There we go, now it's a good and proper loop. There's a... There's a far more reasonable approach to this. What am I doing? God, I feel like Baron playing Super Mario World here. A toddler could have seen this solution. There we go. There we go, now it's a loop with none of that drama. I did like the crossover, but it had to go. Now, your duty is to go... turn out here, go here, and then go up to here, and then go in for service. Very simple. I will clone you a few times. Shouldn't need many, actually. I wonder if you're going to cause issues. I mean, it's going to be frequent enough, but I really feel like I should timetable you to stop a bit in both, since you'll improve the service in both places. Besides, how many people need to be moved to Schwerin? When you do Schwerin, or rather when you do both of them, I would like you to wait for 7 days. That should improve service in both places pretty well. And now, watch this. We're going to make a new vehicle. We're going to make that crappy mail tram. And we are going to say, go to that. And it's inherited it all, which is wonderful. Now, all we really need to do, or so I hope, well, I will clone it and share some orders. Can't believe I wasn't even using shared orders when I first did it. I was just cloning, going, yeah. In fact, I recall complaining that you had to keep coming down and click clone vehicle, whereas when you hold control, it just automatically does it. It makes me wonder why that isn't just default behavior. But I wonder many things. Still though, all I think we have to do is reverse the order here. I want you to go to Schwerin. I think I can only do that here. I want you to Lubeck. It was Schwerin, Lubeck, service. So I want it to go to service Schwerin, Lubeck, right? Service Schwerin, Lubeck, and it'll go the opposite way. And did it keep the timetable time? It did. So if we start them all, are they going to work the way I want them to? Schwerin, Lubeck. Schwerin. I don't think that went the way I wanted it to. Can I actually tell you to turn around? Are you going to do that? Oh god, what are they doing now? Oh, right. I see the problem now. I didn't stop their shared order, did I? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I did. Yep, I forgot to end the shared order. Right, stop sharing. And you as well. You're not sharing. Are you sharing? Oh god, they all stopped sharing. Terrible mistakes have been made. No, that still says end of shared. That says end of shared. That says end of. And that says end of. Huh, how did they end it? A mystery. Regardless, though. Whatever, let's see this through and then see if I can turn them around. Because they are here. And then I want to force you to turn... Oh, I don't think they do that. Right, I need them to go to service then. Oh, no, that one did turn around. Somehow. I don't know how, but they managed. There we go. Interesting. If that's the case, I should tell them to go over here first, then. So your order is actually going to be... go to Lubeck Eastern Exchange. And then they will. Then they'll go to Schwerin, and then to Road Vehicle Depot. And I want you to... How do I share your order, actually? I want you to share orders with the other road vehicle. Alright, is that going to solve it? There we go. Very simple line, and I managed to screw it up. But we've unscrewed it up now. And can these guys collide? Can trams and road vehicles collide? Surely not, because you can't make any signaling for them. I wonder if they're ethereal in that case. Okay. Alright, I have managed to mess up doing extremely basic things so far. Are you guys making any profit? Wow! You don't just make profit, you make really good profit. Inflation's gonna have to chew on it. Buses and trains collide. Oh, I'm well aware, I've had plenty of that happen. But buses and trams don't appear to, do they? Love the speed that they're coming in here. And the money you make? 67 grand just on transferring out of only Berlin? When we start feeding Berlin, this is going to be biblical. And we're going to start feeding Berlin. What about Rostock to Lubeck? Starting to feel like Rostock should have a route into Lubeck that isn't just using this boat thing. The boats don't tend to do so well for that kind of stuff. And do we have a lot of people piling up in Rostock? Yep. Do they all want to go to Lubeck? Yep. So what's the obvious solution here? Get them over to Lubeck over a more direct line. And these trams are pretty good for that. Looks like it's mostly people wanting that, so am I going to have a little cozy tram up here that goes over to Rostock? I reckon so, and then if any of these guys want to go to Lubeck, they can go via Berlin's pretty nice back and forth speedy service, which looks like it'll be able to suit to fit a lot more monorails, which is good because it may well need to. It's also possible for me to extend this out if I do a bit of terraforming here. I'm okay for a bit, I just don't want to, say, make all of this flat for the hell of it. Or it won't be for the hell of it, it'll be for great convenience to me. Where do you want to go right now? All sorts. Did we ever get a second destruction pole? Marvin, are you itching for some destruction here? I think one of the destruction poles is something like between Vienna and Helsinki, and we've linked up Helsinki, and Vienna is not even within the hands or anywhere that we can see. So... How about we choose a couple of places that are actually on the cards for connecting but not yet connected? Marvin, you're so keen on it, right? You choose the 2 places that are up for bats. They have to be at least moderately large and contentious cities. So I'm not going to listen to something like Wittenberg being destroyed here. Especially since I gave them a statue and I can't destroy statues. So we wait on Marvin for that. But not keen on just waiting, I'm going to link up Rostock. Rostock, which won't grow very well unless I give them coal, grain, iron, oil, or wood. This is the Rostock factory, and this is a couple of hefty farms. So actually, I could build a nice big trucking line down to there. I like to truck. I don't think trucks are going to be cost effective once we... You know, how much am I going to regret saying I'm not going to use trains for hauling? Because just a simple train line back and forth here would be simpler, better money, better in everything, really. Paris versus Stockholm. Paris isn't reasonably going to be part of it. Stockholm I could buy, but... Fair enough, we'll do Paris versus Stockholm, shall we? It's Marvin's first idea, I don't want to talk him down. Where gets removed? Paris or Stockholm? We shall give you 2 minutes to decide. If Stockholm gets flattened, I can build something over it, but if Paris gets flattened, the world in general improves. So make your choice and make it well. Might as well have it shown. A nice casual distraction from my awful ability to build a simple network here. Still, Rostock, I want you connected up. Wow, there's a lot of hatred for Paris coming in. The Germans out in force? Or is there more to it than that? I'd want this to come in, and then I can bridge across here for the way back to Rostock. One could... Oh, actually, it might be a little hard to bridge over to there, because then they're going to conflict on this point, aren't they? But I do think Rostock should come over to Lubeck exchange without relying on the boats. There is no desire to sink Stockholm, only people that can't stand Paris. Not even the French like Paris. Poor Paris. Does it really deserve this hate? Just seems a bit extreme. Right, I can't build this back, but I can say bring this out just a bit, surely. No one's going to begrudge me that. And then we have a flat tubular one. I mean, tubular is overkill. Nobody needs that. Oh, you can't go around there, but you can go around here. This is a little tough to get around now, isn't it? Especially since I can't bridge over there. Ah, but that's what this little island here is there to help me out with. Because what I can do is just go like... Okay, Paris won hands down. We're gonna have to chip away at Paris. How am I going to do this then? Not a simple thing to get you over here. Could make a little artificially bit out. Again, surely nobody would begrudge me, right? That's going down, not up. Up's the daisy. A bit of girderiness. As for you... Bridge not at sea level. Can I do that then? Yeah, we can have you come along here. And then you can... This can connect up even better than I suspected. Ooh. Not bad. I didn't realize bridges were so flexible. Trams just kick road vehicles so hard. I did look into mods for road vehicles when I was having my din-dins. I was checking at them, and there were a lot of them that's like, here's my 50 vehicles that stretch back to 1800. It's just like, I just want some more road vehicles that don't suck. Because currently I see no real reason to use road vehicles. Aside from trams, of course. Trams are cool. But we already knew that. I think I might actually have you come all the way out here and loop around so we can link up to more of you. Although Rostock Dock already covers quite a lot of it. I'm not actually improving anything by going out that far. I'm just adding extra time to the journey. Easily solved with that. Now I can totally see them not letting me build because I've added all this glorious infrastructure to them, but I will try. So again, we'll have this. Oh, yeah. No, that's because there's junctions. In that case, here you go for Rostock Dock. And here you go for yet more Rostock Dock. Nice and easy. And then, of course, you need to be linking up here. And that's easy enough to do. I can even have them adjacent. I can't imagine I need too much of this, but just in case, I'm going to stretch you out a bit. Now they're all going to go all the way around this. They only need a little bit of TLC. Man, I kind of wish I could have the TLC on here though, it just feels like it'd be right. You know what you know that feeling when something just seems right? Could I do this? Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Sweet. Sweet as. Okay, so we're going to again have our passengers. Now there's quite a lot of passengers that want to get off of Rostock, but I think those are just people that have accumulated. If I just have maybe 4 going around on this loop, that should be fine. It's the Foster 3 car. It's going to start out and it's going to go around clockwise, the way the clock goes. It's going to go there, then here, and then go in for a bit of TLC. And it's going to stop for 7 days and 7 days, because 7 days just seems right. And then we're going to clone the vehicle. Now let's see if I can do this next part without completely ruining it. So I want to get a mail tram. And the mail tram is going to copy that. Copy that. There we go, I had to click on the actual thing. Now, it's not a shared order. For some reason I thought it was. But that's fine by me that it isn't. But it's the wrong way round. I don't want you to start by going to Rostock Dock. I want you to start by going to Lubeck Eastern. And then you're going to go out, across to here. It's Lubeck Eastern, then Rostock, and back to Road Depot. And it should maintain the timetable. Good. And then I'm going to clone you just once, I think. This thing doesn't have mail problems, does it? Actually, you have such a pathetic mail capacity that maybe that will be an issue. Although 2 of them can stop at that place anyway, so it's going to back up. So let's actually have 4 of you. A mistake on reflection that I would have made here is only having 2 of you. Are you still stuck in here? Where's the other? Why do I only have? No. I'm getting all confused as usual. 1 is over there. They seem to be staggered for whatever reason. Ah, come on, they're not going to need more than that, surely. I'll still clone you though. That's how nice I am to these people. Are you going to be able to sleep with these rail patterns seared into your brain? It's going to be difficult. It's actually been difficult for... Okay, I seldom have any difficulty sleeping, but... You know, you remember when you were a kid at Christmas time, you went to bed and you're like, oh man, I want it to be tomorrow, I'm too excited, I'm tired, but I cannot sleep. It's that exact feeling when I go to bed after, or ever since I started streaming OpenTTD. I do get like that for a fair few of my streams. RimWorld comes to mind, Patrician, anything that really just sinks its teeth into me. And that's good. Life should be full of excitement. even if it is juvenile excitement like that. Well, certainly my life should. Did these start? They didn't. Thought something was up there. It's hard to start with packs and mail since that means having actual investments into infrastructure to start with. Oh yeah. Start with industry if you're playing this game. I can't imagine starting with packs. Seems like it would be a royal pain. Right, you're waiting there for quite a while. Hopefully it staggers it nicely. Oh yeah, that's going to stagger real good. And the extra days that we rest there are going to actually improve Rostock's already quite good ratings. And now I need to link up Berlin with these guys. And I am thinking we could have a railway here, a terminus railway that collects all three of these people with backwards and forth tramming, and then ships them down to Berlin through here, and it can just go in and out like a wee loop through that, so it wouldn't even be a terminus, or terminal rather. One of those mail trams went the wrong way. But why? Maybe because I put this in such a central location, it's hard for them to understand the correct way to go about. Just tuned in. Haven't seen this game since I was a kid watching my dad play it. Good vibes. And I would say you should get that fixed. Right, can I just tell you to turn around, please? For some reason they are able to just make a U-turn on nothing. I guess this is what they call the multi-track drifting. Okay, but now they're all going the correct way. Just hope they don't have any more such issues. This is already banging up with people that want to go to Lubeck Central, but that's why you're here, right? You're there and breaking down, but your service interval's every year, so I won't worry about it. Lots of mail, lots of passengers. You're picking up the mail and you will pick up the passengers. It unloads and it loads. Making income, but what? You must be joking me. You make money? I could swim that distance. Probably with great difficulty, honestly. It's easy to overestimate one's ability to swim. Wow, how are you making money on this? You're taking about 4 tiles? Very slowly, I might add. Takes you a long time to empty so many passengers, though. That's a consideration for boats that rock up with so many. But it also helps with the... Okay, well, you seem to know what you're doing. We found a good use for boats. Again, see, I knew boats would come out on top. Yeah, it seems like boats are great on small distances. On great distances, they have to be hauling full loads of actually valuable stuff. You're losing money, but that's because the game only calculates 1 year, and that's a very long journey. So, enough talking about it. Shall we do it? What kind of terminal do we want here? I want these guys to just go back and forth over it. Even though these two would be very easy to connect, I'm going to connect them, I think, via this. Or really, I could just do a loop between them that passes through here, into here, back through here, here and back. Might be a lot easier to get people around between these places rather than just having 2 separate loops. Also less work for me. And trust me, I love less work for me. Right, we said we're going to monorail up all these places, so monorail them we shall. Are we going to have 4? Yeah, as we can see, the monorails can really handle it. Dum dum da dum dum. And we'll use that design again. Can we go under this? Yes, we can. Oh, I like that. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to have our terminal here, which is a bit sad, right? It would make a lot more sense for the terminal to actually touch on one of these, wouldn't it? Because currently, everything that comes out here has to then spread to all 3 of these, whereas if it's on one of them, it only needs to spread to 2 others, doesn't it? Yeah, that makes so much more sense than putting it slap bang in the middle of them. Oh, the monorail is not underslung. Yeah, I was a little sad about that myself. But what's a man to do? This is going to be Stralsund Central. Oh wait, no, Christ, it's not going to be, is it? It's going to be... Just losing all this money building this thing. Thank God the game is quite generous with it. Oh no, the local authority have fallen out with me over doing that. In that case, we say, well, screw you and give it over to Griftswald, who's going to be considerably less of a sourpuss about it. There we go. And this is no longer the docks, this is now a central. I still don't have a good naming convention for the... for when we use road vehicles or trams. Square doesn't feel right. And that's the only reason I have for not using it. So, how do we connect all three of you up with this? Definitely with trams. Trams just seem the ultimate medium distance way of doing things. So, how about one big loop? And we have them go... Yeah, I reckon one loop. It sucks for people that have to go a little bit extra to get to their destination, but it means I can connect up my packs together. Why is packs the term used for passengers and mail? I don't fully comprehend it. I mean, you'd think it would be something like PAM, but packs just doesn't seem quite right to me. Maybe, well, it's very easy to say, I suppose. I can link you up with the docks, no problemo. And then you're coming back down. And then we need to get you over to Griftwald. Pass would be somewhat confusing. Yeah, okay, can't argue with that. It would. Glad to see Griftwald coal mine performing well as ever. Thinking about it, for Stralsund going over to Sassnitz, that's a bit of a detour. But I really don't want to run multis here. Oh, too bad. I doubt these people will be that busy. A lot of them are going to want to go to Greifswald, though. Actually, that really blows for people that want to go to Greifswald from Sassnitz. There is something to be said for actually just running 2 of these circles, much more efficient. Nah, they're just going to have to cope with the situation. I just want one circle here. Tramway is going to be right here, where it's not going to bother anyone. You already have 2 tracks and a single loop, Jake. Go both ways around. Yeah, but I want to have passengers and mail. And I want passengers to go around one way and mail to go around the other. Because if passengers and mail both go the same way, they're going to travel at the speed of the incredibly slow mail tram. Which is unfortunate, but what can a man do? Let's get that vehicle, and you are going to go and do the loops around to Central, to... Oh, I didn't even build up the stops, did I? That's a pretty important part. And if I can improve the catchment area, that's a nice bonus. Docks can improve with that. Actually, it doesn't really push it out much at all now, does it? Doesn't catch any of these poor buggers. But there's not many of them, so no biggie. Feel bad for these guys not growing. The docks came in. They said the docks would be their deliverance, and it absolutely wasn't. Okay, I'm going to need a month to pass to improve my relations with you. You've already got massive coverage, so we're not really adding much by putting this in. But put it in we shall. Oh, right, even you don't like me. Mail can be transported by truck. Mail trucks are so bad. Trucks in general are so bad. Apparently Pax is, chiefly in commercial use, a person or persons in 1970s. Apparently an alliteration of pass from passenger. I don't buy it, but okay. It is a good term, I just wondered how it came to be. Right, so where was I again? You're going to be part of Greifswald Central. And can we expand your range by anything reasonable? Not really. So I'll just have the passenger one. I'd like the passenger one to be more expandable, really. And I could by eliminating this road by putting it here. Mostly because the passengers are... Wait, how is that not part of Central? It's adjacent to the... Oh, no, it's not. It was not adjacent at all. There was a house in the way of Greifswald Central. Okay, so that does you. You're taken care of. Yet another massive shout out to the astonishingly good soundtrack from Stronghold. Speaking of which, I had the Stronghold diet for dinner. I had bread and cheese and apples. It was missing something though. It was missing meat. People go on about meat-free diets, but I really like to involve meat in my... I didn't link you up again, did I? So I guess that means I get +2 happiness today for 3 different food types. I did it again. There we go. It's docks, not central. All of this should be docks, docks, docks. There we go. And now we can have you make your run around. Your route is, we'll have the mail go clockwise. That's not clockwise, that's anti-clockwise. Then we'll have it go anti-clockwise. There, 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 and there. And again, I would like it if you stopped in each place for 7 days. Just to up the service, if nothing else. And then we'll clone you. We'll have quite a few of you, actually 2 per... cripes. 2 per place you're visiting, and then you should be good to go. And then we're going to make our passenger one, our 3-car passenger tram. This one I'm less sure about. I reckon it can still be 2 per, but I worry if we ever get to the point where they simply cannot move enough people. How am I meant to expand operations for these? I'd have to have these tram stations be 3 long, and that way they'd be able to take 2 trams at once, because each tram's already 3 of them. It makes sense, right? Then they can smack on 300 people at a time, and that's quite a lot. But then big cities make lots of people, don't they? So I'm going to make you. You are number 753. We're just going to tell you to go to there. That way you inherit all this stuff. But I'm going to rejig your order so that you start out by going to Stralsund, and then Sassnitz, and then finish off at Greifswald. It's going to be nice when I actually get to working on the UK, and then these places that I go to are actually going to make sense to me. Still going to make 2 per place, there you go. How'd you go? Why did you go that way? Why did you go that way? Why did you start out going to Greifswald? Skip, go to Stralsund and reverse course. Said reverse course, where's that reversing? There we go. I don't understand that. Why would they pop out and go towards Greifswald as their first destination? They were the first one I made, so they inherited the order. And that's what would have happened last time. It was saved as the first place to go, even though I hadn't released it. Fascinating. Anyway, that should help with the growth of all these places. And, oh, I just realised we haven't actually linked up Griswald. Easily taken care of, though. Especially since I can totally remember how this design was made. They all come out as one, and then they crisscross. I'm using this because it's a terminal again. Not the terminus system, a terminal. And then, thinking about it, do I even want it to go that way? Because they're... this is going to come in and loop back up, isn't it? He's thinking, he's thinking... I mean, it could have this be a terminal there, but I want... what do I want anyway? Does it really make any difference if they come out and back again? Not really. Faster? Kind of. It doesn't make sense to have 4 here and only 2 here. So it might be faster if they do go through, it will be faster. You probably don't need the extra tile in front of the station if it's a Remnus or PBS station. You mean this one here? I just always like to have the tile anywhere that they can come out so they always know that that's a signal. Let me think. This one does it just for a swift rail like that. To-doom, and then going out. I think it might be overkill here and potentially underkill here. Yeah, this whole setup doesn't really make sense, does it? No siree, it does not. So maybe I should check and see if this can work fine with just 2 terminals. Fortunately, it's very easy to delete all this, and it looks like I never even thought about having 4 terminals to begin with, at least once the grass starts growing. And then all you need to do is have a little crisscross here. Then we get up here as fast as possible. And the servicing can be done here, where it's nice and close to the station. This must be from Train Valley 2, because I don't recognize the song. The song is called Under Construction, and yeah, it's from Train Valley 2. I completed that game in my head, but I think there were a lot of bonus levels in it, or just a lot of soundtracks that I forgot. Alright, very, very simple, excruciatingly simple even, setup here. I almost feel bad how simple it is. Like we should be above this, right? And as ever, come out this way, length 8, go out that way. And we'll have a branching off here for Servias. Which is going to clog this when they come out, but at least they're going into the station that way. Actually, part of me feels like they should get an opportunity to get up to speed coming out of these, but I haven't noticed any boo-boos from it so far, so why worry about it now? Signals when you come out of a junction, right? Am I thinking that wrong? I have signals going into a junction. And out. Well, why not? Let's not overthink these things. It's just signaling. It's not going to cause any deaths. By the way, how many collisions have we had all game? I think only 1 when I had to release 2 trains from a station at the same time and they exploded. Right. I think the electric one is fine. You lose out a bit on passenger. No, you don't actually. I think you might actually gain on passengers, all things considered. You actually get 45 on one of these. Okay, yeah, that's actually quite nice. Makes me feel bad about not using them for the short ones to contain more passengers than I thought. Very cool. Get out there. We're going to have you, and we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up to 7 with the mail. Just running those packs. And it's dead simple. You go here, then you go here, and that is it. Stop for maintenance when you need it, which shouldn't be that often. And how many of these are we going to need? Honestly, 2 might be overkill. For now, though. If we need more later on, we can add more. Yeah, maybe 3. On you go. Spoil yourselves rotten. Gotta remember 2 of these cities are 1,000 above even. And they connect to a lot of other places, meaning they're... Oh, this is where things get a little hairy. Berlin, wanting to get up here, is going to need to use this to transfer over, and they will get off at Greifswald Central and use those boats to connect up to here, which is dangerous on the throughput. Thankfully, though, they can do the same at Lubeck. And hey, the day will come when Lubeck connects up high-speed rail with Denmark. Straight pieces at the crisscross. How do I keep missing those? I guess it's not a big deal because they get in that way, but it does prevent the use of this other part. It's so hard to see on the on these. Okay. Why do I feel like this is sorely lacking a signal here? So they're gonna go. We're gonna grab the Berlin's finest. They want to go to Lubeck Eastern Exchange, and we can always see where they want to go from there, but I've changed this list to only show where they're going via rather than all destinations, because it would get to the point where we have a list of 100 there. And it's also it's better information for me to see where they want to go via anyway, since that does tell me their next destination. So currently Berlin is not interested in going to Greifswald, Stralsund, or Sassin something. But I'm sure that'll change now that they know the option is there. I'm sure that'll change now that the option is there. Huh. Are these running completely empty? Surely somebody wants to go to Berlin. Is there an easy way to see which stations are full of people waiting? Absolutely, we have the stations thing. And then we can sort by total waiting cargo. In the other way. So we'll see that Almere has massive amounts of passengers and mail waiting there. 8,000 and 3,500, and yet the ratings are excellent. The way I see it, I shouldn't really worry about this. With cargo dist, there's always going to be a lot of people. Maybe what I should worry about is when there's massive build-ups, like all these people wanting to get to Munster. So that tells me that this train line needs more trains, or faster trains, or something. Should I saturate it with more trains? Because a lot of people want to go to Munster from Almere, and these pitiful amounts of trains can't handle it. And yet, you know, this place is half full already, with another one coming in. Is that a vanilla panel, says Woofwoos? I didn't mod this in, it's an OpenTTD vanilla panel. You need faster trains, says Kaladin, but that means upgrading these from electric to monorail, and that would make me sad. I think that might already be the fastest train I can have right now, the electric Tim. Oh, no, Asia Star is marginally faster. I think I'll make do with this and upgrade it to maglev later on, but I'm saddened by not being able to have a combination of things here. I think we should have more though. Where's your first destination? Almere and Hamburg. So if I am so bold as to clone you, say for 6 times, yeah, make it 8. I'm sure the network can handle it. Out you go. Oh, this is going to cause some hold-ups. I can feel it already. Choo-choo. I love the clown car of a train coming out of a one-tiled building. There must have been some internal debate about it. Because yeah, it is a bit clown car-ish, isn't it? Alright, we're already making a dent in the passengers in Almere with those extra trains. We're also causing a bit of a hold-up at Munster, because so many people want to go there, but that's probably just the initial load of them. So yes, we can see where places are held up, but I'm more interested in rating. So Novgorod Mines, I think, is our highest rated place. Yep, it's outstanding at 97, whereas some of our lowest rated, Emden, is apparently quite low. 48 on mail. Surely we can have lowest rated cargo at the top here. Oh yeah, Turco hate us for mail. Very poor. What's Turco's mail problem? Look, I get your mail here. How can this possibly be a problem? I'm even sitting here actively grabbing your mail and you're still unhappy. Actually, really, why do they not like what I'm doing with their mail? They want me to do it better, for longer. You're even timetabled to stop there. Maybe what I need are more more mail vans. But look, they're all moving along pretty fast. I think they want it done faster. Yeah, slow vehicles like this, I think, reduce the rating. But that's still an absurdly low rating for mail. It's growing, though. It can grow slightly faster, though, if Turco have a big old statue of me. There we go, they feel better already. I am actually surprised it's so low. We haven't touched Turco in a while, so clearly the problem is going to last a while. Maybe we do just need more mail vehicles. Moving mail like this is going to remain a problem, because this speed of 72 kilometers per hour is pretty poor for moving mail. There was a lot. Big depot drift makes it possible to depots build behind each other. Looks like a long depot. I'm not too worried about realism. Helsinki grows nicely because they get all the coal they could ever need into Helsinki Power Station. I forget where from though. Yeah. These guys are unprofitable? No, surely not. It just takes a while. They're very profitable. Yeah, they're getting artisanal coal from where exactly? Is it the Greifswald? Oh god, there's a lot of Greifswald coal. And the rating is poor. Greifswald needs more coverage. I could upgrade these. Don't want to though. Hopefully I didn't just send you away. Good. Could add more. Could make them bigger or better. I think I will just add more. Like I said, variance is nice, and having different kinds of ships is part of that. Although if I start hitting the ship limit, I might sing a different tune. It's a wee while before anyone comes back and sees them. I want this coal mine seen too well. I don't want it to die on me. Ooh, chippy ore truck. Fast and carries a staggering 27 tons of goods. He says, deploying his very small freighter that can carry 100. Oil to goods? Oil to goods is good. Very good even. But I am more interested in moving around goods if it assists a city's growth. If I see a city above 1,000 that I really want to grow hard, then I will start moving them goods. But that's only for priority subjects like Lubeck and I guess Tallinn, because I like Tallinn. Here's a problem now. Lubeck doesn't move enough mail. We should investigate why. They must have mail piling up, and it's not going to places. They want a lot of them to go to Nobbing. I really need some high-speed network that connects Lubeck up with the Danes. Well, it wants to go via Nobbing at least. What's the issue there? Not enough mail boats. Those are passengers. Those are more passengers. So hard to tell passengers from mail around here because the boats look exactly the same. I told you, says Kaladin, and yet you voted for Prussia. How curious. Really though, where are all my mail ships? I can check all the boats that are serviced here, or serve us here. Lubeck to Nobbing. And this is probably a mix of... I wish it showed the goods they carry. These aren't all passengers, are they? Oh, there we go, you got bags of mail, but you're running empty and unprofitably. And your thing is Lubeck, Rostock, Nobbing, blah blah blah. But maybe the answer is just lots more boats then, if the mail is really piling up for Nobbing. Weird that they want to go to Nobbing so much. I don't recall Nobbing being my... Wait, Nobbing... I think I did send people to Nobbing that go to Copenhagen, so it's actually become a hub even though I didn't intend for it to. It's alright, maybe that's one of those happy little accidents. Let's just clone this ship a few times and get that mail moving better. It'll probably swiftly pick up all this mail. Yeah, bye-bye mail. Should improve coverage and should get Lubeck growing. But yeah, that mail situation is pretty pish poor. But since Lubeck, or rather as Lubeck links up with Prussia, fewer things are going to want to be sent up here because they split it out proportionally to all targets. Eventually it's going to be like every city puts out about 3 or 4 people to each other city. So in a sense it's going to be a very balanced network. Still a bit unhappy about not enough mail being shifted out since we do shift out so many passengers though. I hear you didn't find a way to get rid of the foghorns yet. If you know how to... I don't want to get rid of them, I just want to lower the volume of certain things individually. Specifically these incredibly loud foghorns. I can't believe this. I actually need another... I need both of these ships. Moving between Lubeck and... maybe. You are picking them up right now. It might not be a big deal yet, but... I actually think I need... You're going for service, aren't you? What the heck? Clone that thing. Clone that thing and get it going. Dane's in chat. Is it really how you say... Say what? Nobbing? I mean, look at it. Nobbing! The K is obviously silent. What the heck is that? Aircraft, larger... Oh, I've barely touched airplanes, so sure, I'll take it. And a goods car tram. Interesting, but we don't really tram around goods. We could, though. It's not off the cards, it just doesn't seem like the right thing to be tramming. Surprised Lubeck's still not growing. Maybe it takes a few months of service to grow? Mail last month, 110. Oh, that's how many I moved, and I need to move more. I think I moved a bit more than 110 bags of mail. Maybe it wasn't specifically Lubeck's mail. Can the goods tram be made to move mail? I doubt it, but let's have a look. I don't want to be so dismissive. Mail... Nope, just these mail trams. Look at that, a decent goods tram, 80 kilometers per hour. But our crummy mail one only moves 72 with 32 bags of mail. That's absurd. How can we move 84 crates of goods but only... Okay, surely somebody knows if we have access to better mail trams later on. Because that one is just shockingly bad. I vote we change the foghorn sound to a Nicky voice line. Is the game that moddable? I haven't checked out the files. I could have a look though, can't I? Oh, I don't even know where I've installed this game. OpenTTD, gotcha. Base sets, dock, game. No. Docs, base set, GFX, SFX. Looks like it's all combined into a file, a CAT file. Don't know how to extract that. Probably a way though. I mean, Jings of the modders can do it, I can too. Just a massive span. Oh, good day to you. Well, if it's a Nicky line, it would be, I've been thrown out of my home. Which would be probably fever dream levels. Come now, Lubeck, you're meant to keep growing. I'm giving you everything else, but I just really need to shift your mail. Where's that mail going that it's not being... Or where does it want to go that it's not being dealt with? Nobbing, Hamburg. So my mail trams are letting me down yet again. That's okay though. Does Hamburg feel the same way about getting stuff over to Lubeck? Not really. But easily sorted, isn't it? Clone those vehicles, get that mail out of there. Excessively so. Tons of passengers that want to go to Lubeck and Bremen. It's kind of crazy just how much... Look, we just have a tram train here and it's not enough. Just keeps backing up. Are they running profits? They are running. They're running juicy profits even. This is tramming one city to one other city, but, and this is a big but, as Lubeck gets more places connected up, it's going to take a stress off of shoving so many people to Hamburg, because they're not going to Hamburg. They're going to everywhere that Hamburg connects with over here. As Lubeck has more targets over here, it's going to soften up or ease up on that. So really, the more I connect the network, the easier things get, but also the more complex the network building becomes. Still, I've done precious little work here, right? I've only connected up these wee little buggers with Berlin, but what's the hurry? Oh god, Berlin. Berlin is now part of the Hansa and is bigger than Lubeck. And is growing whilst Lubeck is... Okay, Lubeck's back to growing because we shifted out all that mail. Oh yeah, that's more like it. And with these extra crappy mail trucks, we should be able to carry a bit more as well. Can't put trains down a city street anymore. There are no trams between cities because trains exist. He thinks he's so clever. Glad to see these wee places grow. It's just heartwarming to build up infrastructure for wee out-of-the-way cities and watch them grow. Rostock, do you actually have an industry? No. Should we give Rostock an industry? Wait, didn't they have a factory here that I didn't service? They would have wanted that grain, you know. I could give them a new factory and start bringing over all these things. But didn't they say they'd also take iron ore? That's a decent amount of iron ore. But I reckon... Oh, you're just about to die from lack of grain. I think growing Rostock sounds pretty Gucci, so we should bring you over. And of course we're going to... I might look into seeing a way to tram over goods rather than... No. I said I'd truck them. I'm not saying I regret that decision, but I've made better decisions in my life. The thing is, this is going to make goods as well, goods that can be brought over somewhere. Right, so this is Stralsund, calling it west here, but really this is Stralsund's farm. There's Stralsund farm, right? The Rostock farm, really. I'll call it Rostock farm. Rostock farm. Farmer. Will you make fancy Orient Express line? We're only working within the Hansa, and the Hansa, as far as I'm aware, did not extend out to the Orient. So that is, I'm sure, I know that makes you very sad. Rostock doesn't have a factory, but fortunately it's very easy to fund new industries. Which one is it again? I think it is just factory. Yeah, it takes in livestock, grain and steel. We'll fund it. Where's it going to go? Well, it'd be kind of cool if it was just over here. Chavanawa. That means we can go along a bridge. Bridges make me happy. You're just going to very simply come up here, come across here on a girder steel, I suppose. And then just get in and unload. Can't think of any good reason to make it any kind of fancy stuff. Actually, could I connect you from here? Oh, there's no need to go along there. That's kind of cool. factory owners are gonna have to swim for their goods. Also, I'm tearing apart the fields here for my road. I'm not even supplying them with a ferry. That would cost them extra. Rostock Woods though, right? It's going to be Rostock Factory. And this is going to save these farms, because these farms are very close to going out of business. They're going to slow down from making these bends anyway, so I may as well have a service station right here, so they can go in and pop out. And we're going to have multiple vehicles again. Right, what is it going to be? Grain first. Best one is this gross grain truck. 20% better than the previous one. Also faster. I like it. Very simple. Go to the farm, go to the factory, and then get maintenance at the farm. Full load. Get going. And get yourself cloned. Ooh. How many do we even want? Honestly, we'd want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them. Now, I don't know how well those are going to run, but as the factory conditions improve, I can see that working out well for them. And I'll do the same for new vehicle. Livestock. Livestock is so hard to move by vehicle. What isn't hard to move by vehicle? Chris Sawyer and his hatred for road vehicles is something else. 3, 4, 5, 10. I said I'd do 12. Out you go. Incidentally, how much RAM do you have? I think I've got 16 gigabytes. I said I was going to upgrade my system at the turn of the year, and I never did. I was having some issues with it, and then, as is the case, the issues just disappeared, so I never bothered looking into it again. Look at these guys go, and this is going to improve my ratings here as we fill up on those goods. And, mistakes have been made. They do back out. I think that's because multiple of them were trying to go for the same place, but that's okay, it will free up. There we go. And I do believe they are going to run a profit. Easily. Problems aren't problems until they've had some time to fix themselves. Sage words. These things run at the same speed, right? No, they totally don't, do they? These guys have maximum speed 88, the other guys have maximum speed 112. That presents problems, but it's not a huge problem because they stop here and slow down anyway. And the gap of them coming out is probably not going to cause too much clogging. It's not long enough a distance to really care about clogging, surely. These 2 vehicles aren't enough to cause an issue. Excellent. I definitely did overkill here, but I have a dream where these farms end up a lot better than they are, because right now they are god-awful. So Rostock and Stralsund, eh? Does Rostock already have a giant statue of me? Not giant enough. And Stralsund? I don't see a statue of me. And now I do. It's indestructible, so it's a bit of a gamble building it. You might get it built somewhere that you really don't want it. But I love a good gamble. Well, these places are growing nicely, to the point where they themselves are going to want goods. But I think the big sweep of providing goods I'm not going to do until... Oh, look at that transfer money. Until we've linked up all the regions, and then it's a case of going to all the places that have population 1000 and providing them goods, and making sure that their packs movement is good enough. And once they're 4,000 or more, got to make sure that they get good steel or valuables. Yeah, Hardly really ships going over to Hamburg. Do they make a profit, by the way? That's mail, that's a different story. The passenger boats between Lubeck and Hamburg actually do make money. Do they still have people wanting to get to Hamburg? No, they want to go to Nobbing. No, they really want to go to Hamburg, actually. So if we find this one that takes passengers, what we can do is clone them, and we'll just vastly increase the passenger movement between Hamburg and Lubeck once again, because obviously the train tram, or the tram train, isn't cutting the mustard. How would I help this? It's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long here. I could extend it into this railway, or I could make it parallel. Is that a decent idea, making it parallel? It might clog up, it might not spread the way I would intend it to. I wonder, oh, let's try it, right? I shouldn't just ask these questions, I should try it. Vehicle in the way, don't I know it? And you turn around and come back the way. Oh wow, you actually can't connect up because of all these vehicles in the way. Regardless. I used to use the word irregardless, and that would cheese off a friend of mine like nobody's business. Right, you guys are gonna have to move, you know? Right, tell you what, you stop. Thank God for the stop button. Start again, and then reconsider your options. It's clearly clogged, so they're gonna go that way. I think it works. And they're ethereal enough to get through all that. And now what about this? What about this? Partly can be solved by making this longer. But it can only go up to here, and I'm pretty sure I can't extend it any further out. Or can I? Oh. Oh, it can go out by 2. How can we abuse this sacred knowledge? Kinda unreal just how big this is getting. And this is just moving between 2 cities. I guess I could spread you and have you come over this bridge, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's get huge and see what happens. Let's push it to the limit. Throttle wide open like a bat out of hell. Oh, don't give me that. Are you telling me that trams and roads can't share bridges? I guess they are giving me that, aren't they? You please stop. Others make their way through. You need a taxi to get around the tram station in Hamburg. Oh, bollocks, now these other guys are getting in the way. There you go. And you start up again. Is this gonna work then? Come on, you got so many options for where to go. Ah, no, they still clog up. But maybe that's because you're so close out here. This is all part of Hamburg Central, yet nobody wants to go to there. I think the issue lies with this being here. Because they can go and come back here, no problem. Yeah, they're too short-sighted. That's their problem, of course. So we need to help them with their short-sightedness by eliminating that. And maybe even that. We lose 2, but we potentially gain about a dozen. No, nobody wants to use these. What's going on here? It is all connected, right? Progress trams are a real thing, but in this game you can only use them for mail and goods. You can't use them for, say, coal or grain or livestock. I know, I'm gutted too. Right, the real solution here is maybe not to have this, but to have this. Best guess I can come up with, actually. Give them the option to move out here. There we go. Oh god, they're piling up on the way back. But that's okay, surely it'll all uncluster. Do they have a similar problem turning here? Yes and no. But I still think the throughput has improved massively. How do you feel, Lubeck? Oh, Lubeck feels fantastic. The mail is still struggling a bit to get out there. But we've got most of them over to Nobbing by now. It's just a case of them actually wanted to go to Rostock dock now. Isn't that what we have the Eastern Exchange for? Like they could take the mail over here? They're barely taking any over. But they're probably waiting to go on the boat over to Rostock dock rather than anything else. Vienna's Europe's biggest cemetery. Up until recently, there was a special funeral tram transporting bodies for burial. That'd be a bit of a grim job. I've managed to go my whole life without seeing a dead body. I'm not in a hurry to change that. So I don't think I'd accept the job working for such a place. Right. Double stations are a waste for these triple trams. From now on, I need all of my stations to be triple or bust. So it's 1, 3, 4 works as well, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No. Really? Not even at Awake? Do I seem like someone who'd go to Awake? I tell everyone I know there's 2 things you don't invite me to. Weddings and funerals. To this day, I've been to very few weddings. Some people either didn't get the memo or didn't think I was serious. And, never been invited to a funeral. But then again, Christ, my family is, unkillable. I'm pretty sure some of them have drank from the elixir of immortality. They just refuse to die. Good on them, though. Hope I inherit that. Hope I can make many people miserable by refusing to die myself. Alright. It's looking good, but I feel like I'm not focusing enough on Prussian expansion. Berlin, I haven't put Berlin's airport to use at all, apart from its insane coverage, and holy moly, look at those passengers piling up. We don't have enough usage of the route over to Lubeck's Eastern Exchange, which is good news. It's always good to know that we can expand further. That said, though, the place looks busy there. The lines are fairly free, but that's because these things are so incredibly fast. I'm gonna find that there's not enough capacity to throw everything through here, haven't I? The thought of everything going through Berlin into Lubeck's Eastern Exchange, it's not going to work the way I want it to, is it? Just one more lane. Just one more lane. Right, well, if that's the case, let's keep those clones going. Lubeck looking more and more like Transylvania. Lubeck looking more and more amazing. It's already fleshed out all of the roads that I gave them to expand with, so I actually have to help them expand further. What a fantastic problem to have, right? And okay, looks like they're expanding out this way as well, which is also what I like to see. It's going to be harder to entrap it all, but I will try. I wonder if it favors certain expansion patterns, like it likes to expand into where you've already got catchment area. I don't know, but it would make a lot of sense to me. Lubeck also has its own bank now, which I have not been using. Oh god, the canal. You got a problem with my canals? I think it's quite picturesque, really. Passengers piling up trying to get to Nobbing, but we know we can take care of that. Berlin's stacking of passengers does make me worry a little bit. Especially since the rating is going down to good, but that's okay. Berlin can celebrate with a giant statue of me. And then we have to consider what else we're linking up in Prussia. All the way to Kaliningrad or bust for this evening, even though it's already almost tomorrow. How are we going to connect the rest of it up? I'm still thinking high-speed rail like this. High-speed monorail, that is. Are we able to get another, just another line? Another 2 lines? 5's our limit. I don't like 5. No, we don't have maglev. I like this wham noise that these things make, it's very cool. Monorail main line and normal rail offshoots would be great, says Kaladin. And I'm hard-pressed not to say yes to Kaladin's demands. Well, not so much demands as desires. Right, how's this gonna work then? I wonder if I can have just a high-speed line going up to Gdingen and Gdansk that comes in and out here. Now everyone's going to want to go to the Berlin exchange. If anything, all of this needs to be used for that. But if I was incredibly cheeky, I could have you here. It would fit. And then we could use you as another terminal. And you reach your grotty fingers down over to Posen and Breslau. Whilst this other one I make goes north all the way to... Yeah, we're going to do that. We are going to do that. Berlin's just going to be an absolute mess. Which makes me worry. I don't want Berlin to be my crowning achievement around here. It needs to be Lubeck. Also, didn't we say we were going to be destroying... I can't remember. Who did we say we were destroying? Was it Paris? It was Paris, wasn't it? God, now I can't remember. Good thing I have view results. The results say destroy Paris, so... We're going to have our work cut out for us, remembering to go over there. But we'll just periodically go and destroy the French. Probably be rewarded for it. I don't know by who. But I'm sure someone will... Oh, jeez. Unexpected. I didn't even know they could do that. But, informative. We will sort this out, don't you worry. We're going to get rid of all of that. And all of these. And then we're going to have you here. That way they're not connected, but it's still part of the Berlin's eternal airport. I love how when you're fully zoomed out and scrolling across, you can still hear the horns of Lubeck. Oh, I hear it. It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, I'm seeing its beauty. Rostock Farm has not folded. In fact, they are slowly building back up their reserves. I don't know how profitable these lines are. Probably not very. No, they spend way too long waiting around. I built too many trucks here. But they're trucks for the future. It's less I'll have to think about later on. Okay, north or south? North or south? I think I'll do north. The coastline is the defining point of the Hanseatic, surely. Now, how do I do this for a terminal? I suppose I could kind of just do what we did before. I just don't want it to be a single line. Actually, a single line makes sense, doesn't it? The lines are so fast, having multi-lines is probably a waste. Doesn't answer how we connect it together, though. I guess it just connects in the same way as the other ones, doesn't it? I mean... let's just bring them out first and foremost. Oh no, not like that. Not forgetting the diagonals and the crisscross here this time. Add in the signals because they'll make me happier. Can you figure out a 6-station platform design? I'll certainly try, won't I? Let's just imagine for one that we have this coming out and this coming in. Well, the one coming out is going to be super obvious for you. The next part could be nice and simple. We're going to need you to merge into it. And we have space for the bridge there. And then you just kind of need to do muckle and suckle to connect up. But that doesn't allow you much freedom now, does it? And I don't want to bridge... Wrong one, really. You're the one that needed to come into that. So. Is that a bit over the top? Don't know, if it doesn't work, we can easily fix it. So then all of them coming out... oh, they're coming out on the wrong side, aren't they? Yeah, you were meant to connect up. I connected out the wrong bleeding one, didn't I? Don't worry, it's getting fixed. Out, out, and... another one over and out. And then for this one coming on in... should be free to go in like so. That doesn't give you great options, but I can always bridge you, can't I? And then you come along. This might not work out so well. Do-do-do. Doesn't seem too bad to me. Does your critical eye tell you otherwise? Still though, it needs to turn and head up north. There's no need to have that many platforms, says Kaladin. Why not give each pair go to one destination? You think? I mean, this one's already struggling. There are 6 platforms here. And, well, I suppose only 4 of them. And 4 here. And Lubeck Eastern Exchange is struggling. I'm not so sure you're right on that one. Jake, the station platforms themselves aren't one way. Every platform needs to connect both in and out. And they do. Going in gets us in, and in. And it gets into all the platforms. And as they leave, they come out here. They come out... oh, I missed that one. You're meant to... oh, no. They go out, out, and out, in, and in. Yeah, I think I'm correct. Trying to figure out if I'm correct. Yes, yes, and yes. Crisscross fixes it, I guess. It just looks weird. Hey, if you have alternative designs, I'm all ears. Feels weird to have a line that goes up to Stettin. I feel like you don't maximize the speed of this thing by going over to Stettin. Stettin could just have a little tram line that takes them over here. No, they couldn't, because this is a limit, isn't it? Even if I set up a cool tram here... Oh, wow! We can still expand Berlin Airport. I feel like I'm not the first person to have ever said that. Alright, so... Little Stettin can have a dedicated tram service over here. Or... Bear with me. A single... Uno track. Yeah, okay, this is going to be ultra cute. This is how little we like Stettin. Or really, maybe how much we like Stettin. This is going to be painful. It's going to need to be two ways coming in here, though, isn't it? Actually, why not make it pass through? It doesn't need to go... Oh, right, this is why it needs to go and pass through. That's unfortunate for the throughput. It'll be better when this forest dies, but it still produces lots of wood. Anyway, the minimalist wonder of Stettin is here for all to see. I don't like the angle here whatsoever, but what can my man do? What a man can do is give Stettin a much needed dock. Clearly, much needed. If you're in the way, away you go. That's how things work around here. So there's Stettin Docks, which is going to become Stettin Central. A pathetic central, but a central nonetheless. They're probably not going to let me rebuild Stettin after that, but bear with. I could have it up here maybe and still connect to the docks. Barely, but there we go. And this won't be Stettin Docks, this is Stettin Pathetic Central. Anybody from Stettin? Anyone been to Stettin? Anybody filled with murderous rage about Stettin? Surely not. Nothing to be murderously ragey about. It's gonna have to be two ways though. And even though it's two ways, it's actually gonna need a small bypass so it can get some TLC. Keep calling it TLC, but what I... Oh, right, it actually needs an extra bit out here so it can get some signaling going, doesn't it? Yeah, can I make this thing just a little bit longer? They refuse to allow this. It's alright, turn of the month and they'll change their tune. Nope, that's too much in the station spread, actually. And come to think of it, it needs to have one coming out here as well now, doesn't it? It's alright, this was a given. I shouldn't have deleted them all, right? We only need to delete the one that was furthest in. Upsy daisy. This one can come down a fair bit though. So we got our signal looking into the station. And then you're going up this way, and along this way, and then oh, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we'll have a station around here-ish for it, enough that we can contain a train here, and then get them back onto this. Looks splendiferous. And now we just make the train. The Omega Fast Asian Star electric train, that is. Complete with... Now we don't have access to this. This is weird. No access to Monorail train, but if we clone Monorail train and steal Monorail train, then we're fine. Teaching you all the lessons you need to know in life, that if you want something, just steal it. Alright, groovy. We've got you. And you're just going to be told to go to... Where's Stettin again? Oh, I'm way far east. Go to Stettin Central. Go to Berlin's Eternal Airport. And that is that. How many of these are we going to want? Well, we want one to be here, one to be here, and one to be waiting to go in at any given time, so 3 should be fine. This is an insult to Stettin, really. How's the coverage? Gets most of Stettin. Wonderful. It should grow nicely. And it's going to feed Berlin and give Berlin something else to crap out. Wang. Wait, it's immediately lost? Oh, because I told it to go to Stettin. That's okay, it'll figure it out. It'll go there and double back and no longer be lost. Can't reach Stettin. Of course you can reach Stettin. There you go. So now there will always be a train waiting to get into any station, because the speed is so fast getting along here. Nice. Let's just hope Stettin's demands don't grow beyond that. No MP lobby. There's actually a community game every year or two around here. I don't take part in it, but after this maybe I will. But Kalpa's probably going to bully me. I can see it already. Right. That's all well and nice, but where are we going with this? You're taking the south and you're taking the north. This is going to be a, a run up to Koslin. And then up for both Gdingen and Danzig. I don't honestly feel any strong feelings about going against terraforming this, because I don't care about this area. I probably feel a bit more strongly about terraforming out Scotland, maybe. But that's about as far as it goes. Well, you know, I wouldn't want to terraform this away. Making it all flat would be ultra boring. But little nuisances like that, just get rid of them. They serve no real purpose to me. And Stettin's already growing. This is not going to be a profitable line, no way, no how. Well, maybe. Depends how many we can get out of Stettin. Especially if they had a giant statue of me. Jake will get to see the community's madness in a hubris firsthand. I'd like to see the Kalpa madness where he just goes into permadebt firsthand. So you are going to go up. You're going to go through Koslin. Probably into a double station. Not a double station, but a quad station. And then you're going to go up here. Okay. How far out is it going to be? Maybe I should build your station first. Oh, right. Length like that, and shape like that. And that gets the whole place. We'd get the whole place a bit more if that road were not there. Do I ever want you to connect it up to a dock? Potentially. But you know what? We can future-proof that. Meet up with Koslin. That is to say, Koslin Central. Coastline's just 2 houses and a stadium. It is now. It's going to be pretty hard to grow. This doesn't even get mail. But we'll move the passengers, and when we do enough of that, it'll have mail, and then enough of that. And the place will grow like a weed. Grow like a big Berliner weed. 7,200? Lubeck's got some real competition now. Lubeck's actually shrunk by almost 1,000 in its so-called expansion. Also, speaking of shrinking places, where's our Parisian friends? This is just something we need to chip away at slowly and very unsurely. London took a while. Paris is probably going to take even longer. It's larger here. And it's a long way to scroll over to deal with. Now, Kosin. Actually a very, very simple place to move into because it's just a case of coming in and we don't even need to crisscross. We just need to do that. Nice and simple. I do worry that this place is going to be a little too small for us, but it's a bit of a podunk place, so it's certainly not going to be much of a concern for us right now. But the reason I'm doing all this is I want to see just how far this needs to go. Out from there, that is. Side. Looking swell. And now we're really starting to clarter Europe in rails. Tram rails as well, though. Using arrow keys to pan there. I mentioned before, and I'll mention again, when playing this game, I find my hands going all over the keyboard here. Hotkeys that you want to play and use with regularly are all over. You want to use delete, arrow keys, a lot of hotkeys around QWERTY, number keys, escape. You're everywhere. Surely this game was designed to be played with mouse primarily, but some old games were not. Doom comes to mind. I remember playing Doom without a mouse. Was I not using a mouse? How did I fire again? I just recall not using a mouse. Or maybe just back then it didn't have mouse support for looking around, I can't remember. It was a long, long time ago. Oops, be zooming in like that. You don't use S for signal, I use that a lot. I just keep forgetting that S is signal, plus I have to press A then S for it. You're right though, I should probably use it a whole lot more often. Speaking of AS... this is coming in here, right? Yep. I did this the wrong way around, didn't I? Yep, I did. And this is you coming out this way, so go like that. Go like that. What the... not appear to be auto-placing the signals. Is there some kind of... Ah, no, of course it isn't, because these are junctions here. Go out like that. Dum 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 dum. Actually, where you're going to clog by waiting here, so actually I feel like these out signals are not necessary, since they already have out signals there, which will clog less. That's a different story here though, and certainly a different story approaching here. I think I just noticed something really cool. It makes the one you selected green! Oh, that's so cool. See, this is what people talk about when they mention soul in a game. Now, you're going up to Cosine. How do we link up these two with a single Uber station? These guys are going to generate quite a lot already, and then they're going to grow. and it's going to be a terminal. How do I want to terminal this? With a big old sixer that swallows part of both of them? Well, that's the problem, it's only going to swallow part of both of them. But I reckon we could expand that with a bit of docking. Yeah, we haven't tried sharing cities with one of these, so let's try now. You largely get Ginden, but let's call it the Ginden Danzig Central. We're trying to make these two great cities merge, but it's going to need better coverage for Danzig, which can be helped by expanding it out like that. Then it's going to have enormous coverage. It's going to be a shame if I ever need to link it up with something else, but it has a dock, and I might need to use that dock. For example, people that want to get over to Kaliningrad. God, I haven't thought about moving to Kaliningrad. Actually, why not have that be the Kaliningrad connection? People that get to Kaliningrad and want to move over to this high-speed rail can take a boat. Although they'll probably be thinking, why can't I just take a high-speed rail? Wouldn't be too hard to just set up a connection to Danzig with an auxiliary rail here. Nah, why don't I force them to take the boats? Screw these people. I'll make a Kaliningrad-Danzig boat express. Connection through Elbing. Elbing is probably going to have trams connect them up. I'm not sure though. I might have little cute railways that link up these people like we did with Stettin. I mean, a single little rail going back and forth for one town, surely going to be enough until it gets quite large. You could build a junction just above the forest. I hate junctioning rails. I know how, but I don't like it. It's big, it forces your rails to slow down. For what purpose? There could be a nice bypass of it for those coming through, though. Plus, it gets people onto this line. No, I don't like the idea of that. Although, to be fair, I don't think I built a single train junction in this whole map. Certainly not. Right, we're gonna need some approaches in here. Not there, there. Why do I feel like it's so much harder to build with monorails than rails? I know the controls are exactly the same. I think it's the look of them. The look is kind of jarring and actually a little painful for me to look at. Right, in you go. You're going to need this, but beyond that, it's a little unknown how these are going to go, because I managed to forget the setup, but that's okay, I forget lots of things. I wouldn't want it coming out like that. I need space for the, need space for your bridge here, which means I probably want you to then come out by another one. Is that going to suffice? Then you go into the left, the left, the left. Now the rights need to come out. Was it really this long when I built it before? Not sure if that feels right. Where did we build one before? With a three-way. Yeah, I guess I did build a long one. How about that? This one may have come out further than it needs to then. Well, no skin off my nose, out you come anyway. You just get out of here, you link up with them, and you're free to do as you please. Link the second into the third in line. Link the second into the third in... I do not know what you mean there. Oh, no, I still don't know what you mean there. Not a Scooby. Right, you need to come out here a bit. Man, these high-speed lines are so fast, it's unreal. We'll bring them down and we'll zig them up a bit. Platform 3 input should be straight. Platform 3 input. Platform 3 input. I mean, I don't know what you mean by platform 3. Which is the third platform? This the third platform? In which case it seems like it's coming in pretty straight. Go. Oh man, never stops being satisfying just placing things down in this game. Such a simple joy. I think it's alright tomorrow though, isn't it? Yeah, it's almost 1/4 tomorrow. Right. I'm gonna come along, come out, no problems. That's for getting in, and out, out. Oh, no, I don't want ones for getting out because we already have getting out. But I will probably want one around here. Certainly there. You're just going to have to suss that one out for getting over to here and potentially blocking others, but that's okay. Okay. Now, how about maintenance? I think they could have a maintenance place here and a maintenance place over here. And people say build loads of them, but I don't think so. I think it's fine to build fewer of them. As long as it's shortly after they're taken off out of a station so they're not reaching full speed anyway. Get yourself over here and back in on time. Downside is you're going to clog this up when you're coming out, but hopefully that won't be too bad. I don't think I've looked at that to see if it's really a big issue or not. I just keep doing it. That like so. They come along, they go in, they'll block up here if they need to. That's fine. And it's just a case of getting them going, and it's just going to be simply Berlin to Danzig Dingen. Never heard of it. I guess it's just overshadowed by Danzig, a city I've never been to but plan on going to before long. Seems simple enough. The lighthouse needs its own 6-platform station. Do lighthouses provide anything? No, they do nothing. No local authority either. However, they can't be deleted. Some things are undeletable. Like them. Right, for this, I shouldn't even build a train. I should just clone an existing one. This one's fine in it. Can't buy... Oh, right, wrong one to buy. Where's my monorail? Bonafide electrified. 6-car monorail. It's going to come out of here. It's going to go to... Why does it already have orders? I didn't control click this. Oh right, it copies the orders but not implicitly. That's what it does. Matters not. Go to Berlin International. Go to Grin Danzig and fix up when needed. And how many are we going to need? I reckon 8 is a good start. But I also reckon 12 is a better start. And off they go, and if they start yelling at me that they're lost or something, then that's more for me to fix. And that's more people to pile into Berlin. I might have to start getting flights out of Berlin if things pile up too much. What about Kolsin? Kolsin. Kolsin? Or Koslin? Oh, right, you're talking about what about in the orders. Ahaha, well, why don't we watch one of our bona fide electrified 7-car monorails? It's going into Berlin Eternal. It's happy as happy can be. And it's not lost either. There was nobody there because the services hadn't registered. They're going to start being people that want to move away shortly now, though. 16 to Stettin. Well, slowly but surely. Now, this train of ours is going along. Coal truck. Fascinating. Along, along, along. We'll even speed it up. Da, 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 da. And then... oh, it's stopping. Because this is an implicit station. It's forced to go through it. It will come to a stop. It'll grab anyone that wants to move away from there. Some people saying get us to anywhere that isn't Koslin. I think Gale Games means enumerating the platform 1 to 3 from top to bottom. Thus, the tracks enumerate from top. Platform would go from 1 input to the very top, 3 output to the very bottom. And that doesn't tell me anything. What needs doing? It's all lost on me. It's all Greek to me. I love that over-under thing. I cannot stand intersections that make you drive in the way of someone else. Mergers, fine, although I'd like it if you had mergers more like real-life dual carriageways, motorways, or anything like that. But that is so nice. Not disrupting people that come in with your exits is great. And that's why I like cloverleafs as well. Narva. Narva has grown so well thanks to this amazing network that we set up for it. Could be more amazing if it was monorails though. Profitable, assisting growth. Look at that, Novgorod is huge. Novgorod also... you've probably been waiting there for an eternity grabbing coal. Have you ever actually made a journey with... uh-oh. Oh, the coal mine didn't make it! Oh dear, oh dear. We tried our best to supply the Novgorod coal mine, but it couldn't handle it. It had to shut down. Yeah, what mines? There are no mines here. There's only 32 bits of coal there. Where can we get some delicious coal for poor Novgorod? Novgorod's starving here, just like Hansa 4, Patrician 4. We could bring them livestock, grain and steel, but I don't see any farms, do you? I don't want to reach too far into Russia, that's not befitting of the Patrician 4 Hansa, or really any Hansa. This is a dying farm as well. Everything's dying here. We need coal. We need sweet Hanseatic coal. Tallin's coal mine? All the trains in the world and no coal to run them. Coal, livestock, grain, or steel. Any would do. And as I said, this is a dying farm. I want to grow Novgorod. I feel really bad for it dying out here. Coal south of Novgorod. Yeah, I was looking at that, but it's also a pretty dying place. It's not too far to extend out to, though, is it? Nah, not at all. Okay, in that case, I need you to go away, and we'll extend down there. And yeah, you need to go to station. Hopefully you stay there. Oh god, the reliability's down at 0 because I've had them stuck in that station for so long. Gotta do our damnedest to save this coal mine. The other one was beyond saving. That's the thing, even if you have amazing service for a factory, you can just get unlucky. There's about a 1 in 3 chance that they will actually devolve rather than evolve. That's just the luck of the die. You live by the luck, you die by the luck. At least setting this up is easy peasy. Out you come, you crisscross, and then we'll just bring you all the way up to the existing line. And I keep getting reminded if I don't make these things at least so and so long. Oh, it looks like 4 is the length it needs to be. We lose a lot of speed. The Daisy. The name Novgorod Mines. But this could still be Novgorod Mines. I know this doesn't belong to Novgorod, but we can change that. If we were feeling really daring, we could actually link it up with all this wood and stuff, but Novgorod doesn't care about wood, does it? It would like wood, but there's no sawmill that belongs to Novgorod to bring it to. Oh, well, this forest's about to die, so let's not worry about that. Ooh, these love coming here. But no, we're bringing the coal over. Even though, again, it's a very suffering coal mine. Right, so these 2 trains are just going to change theirs. Can't use station, Novgorod. Oh, it's got the same name, so they can accept that. I just need to signal it up. Signal I shall. Those are the wrong kinds of signals to give. Because it's not one way, we had to allow them to come on in. Get yourselves out there, get yourselves out here. And can you go now? If I activate you. Can't use station, Novgorod Mines. Ah, right, you no longer consider that to be Novgorod Mines. Well then, this is your new Novgorod Mines. And we do want you to full load cargo. Wang. Such a cool noise coming out of these things. Right, we have to hope that they can... Oh, you've still got some coal. You never did unload it in Novgorod North, did you? Accept nothing. Oh, don't tell me it's too far away from that. That's probably exactly what you're telling me, isn't it? Well, worry not. I can change anything. There we go, now you'll accept the coal. 2/3 chance to grow if they're serviced, up to 2/3 I believe. I read the maths, doesn't mean I remembered or truly appreciated it, but I did read it. And it was saying... Well, it was saying something. Am I really only using these small crappy single engines for this? Oh well, let's hope and pray. But that also means if they're not serviced, there's a small chance that they grow. But over time, it means they will always shrink and die. You just might get unlucky for a long period of time. Maybe don't have them on full load. No, actually, they care about how much is transported. And for that, they care about the rating. And the rating's very good here. Weliki, although you're never going to know me truly, do enjoy this giant statue of me. And that will inspire their workers here to work 10% harder. Meanwhile, now we've had a bit of time, how's Gingden Danzig Central looking? It's grabbing people who want to go via Koslin. But they don't really want to go to Koslin, do they? That's just their next stop. Still strikes me as weird as that's what they'd show there. Not very full of people here, but Berlin is full of people that want to leave. They want to get to the Lubeck Eastern Exchange. Can't believe how saturated the trip to Lubeck is. But that's just everybody wanting to get onto Central and then proceed out of Lubeck. Lubeck's continuing to shrink? How can this be? I hope it's just them tearing down old buildings and making new, bigger buildings. Why do you play with breakdown on? I just think it's a nice part of the game. I like that there's value in reliability and making your vehicles go in for servicing often. It's just another logistical thing to think about. Also, I don't care about min-maxing the performance of my network, so I'm not really going to feel obligated to undo breakdowns. Now, maybe if I get a lot better at this game, I'll see breakdowns as nothing more than a nuisance and kill them off, but that's not me right now. Max size for Lubeck was 5,800. And it definitely needs to be larger than that. See, it grows frequently. But yeah, I don't understand how it works with growth and places decaying. For example, they've been building this building here forever. Townhouse under construction. It's been under construction for a long time. Anyway, grow, you bugger. Patch for different breakdowns, like reduced engine performance. Not too interesting. I had a look at that. I think it folds too much into the game for my liking. Right, I'm actually surprised that your rating is so low, but it's hard to get high ratings for trucking goods around, because road vehicles are so slow. I actually think the rating that you get from road vehicle speed is further halved, which is just, again, the game crapping all over road vehicles. Sawyer hates. I mean, what did a bus do to him as a kid to make him hate these vehicles so much? Still, good to see these places getting serviced. They grow. They always grow slowly to begin with, but they'll get there. Koslin is no longer two houses and a football stadium. It is now 3 houses and a football stadium. And a railway station larger than it is. Hopefully the throughput doesn't struggle too much here. Oh, that's just you wanting to go up for a bit of service. Fine by me. Breakdown since last service 1. Service interval for trains is very short. I guess that's one shortcoming for trains. They need a lot of service. I like when train stations are twice the size of the town. A common occurrence, but it's not the case for Berlin. Berlin's so huge. Intimidatingly large. Even though it doesn't get any goods serviced, or any goods, steals, or valuables, it still continues to grow like a weed. Come on, Lubeck, bounce back. You get everything you could possibly need. And you get more passengers and mail service than, well, far more than you even asked for. Berlin's hub is what Lubeck should have, Jake. Yeah, and Lubeck can certainly have it. There's certainly space for it here. Certainly is space for it here. It'll have that when I link it up to northern, well, all of Denmark and Scandinavia, really. Probably is going to have a train line that runs up and grabs these, a train line that runs out to these islands and to here, and of course an airport that gobbles up the central Scandinavians. No airport in Lubeck? Not yet. I reckon they're going to have an international one right about here, with lots of stations linking up. But not yet. We'll keep the place down in noise pollution for now. Right. Still a bit more of Prussia to link up. As I was saying, I'm thinking to tell all these people just to sod off and sail between Dingen and Kaliningrad. I'll give them opportunities to get repaired if need be, but otherwise I'll have maybe 2 mail services and oh well no, because this is dangerous actually. This links up all of this to Lubeck, which I said I wasn't going to do for a while. But sometimes you just got to take that plunge, right? This is actually a good time to redevelop all the infrastructure around Lubeck before the system gets even more entrenched. Maybe, but sometimes you just need to embrace the spaghetti. Like embracing this movement between Kaliningrad and Gdingen. That's a hell of a choke point to have on the boats, though. To think it could be so much... well, it could be solved through many other ways. Ah, the dock is over here. That ferry line will be overloaded if built, but that's why I just build lots of ferries. What I think might be overloaded is this train line. It's only 2-track. I'm just a dumb American YouTube scrub. What does a Hansa include? It includes the eastern seaboard of the United Kingdom, the Low Countries, northern Germany, Denmark, about this part of Sweden, actually really in reality just the coastline, but we're saying it's this part of Sweden, the southern coastline of Norway, Prussia, Livonia, barely southern Finland, and Novgorod. Novgorod's an important Hanseatic town, and it will be serviced with the greatest train line known to man. What's your problem? No, it's not your problem. Finally. Holy crap, look at that, 123 bags of mail. But it's a 3-car mail tram, that brings its own problems. Anyway, our days of crappy mail tramming are potentially over. Let's go and fix that. We want to get all of them. We want to replace. I want to stop replacing these old crummy ones because they're done with the replacements. No more old Leopard buses, no more old MPS mail trucks. But all of those really crappy mail trams, look at that capacity boost. Look at that speed boost. Yeah, high time this happened. Now there's going to be a knock-on effect from this. Whenever I've had mail trams set up so that 2 of them can wait in any city, this is actually going to be too big for that. But hopefully it doesn't cause too many problems, or really any problems at all. More vehicles, always the answer. Yeah, I really worry about this line getting omega clogged. Breaking down but not servicing. I mean, it's not very busy right now, but anyone who wants to move along through to all of the rest of the Hansa is going to have to go through. Well, if it does cause so many problems, I can just shut it down, can't I? How are we going to do this? We're going to use the Fastnet? No, it's a lot further than the other distance. Let's use the Pegwell Super Speedy. You know what? I actually like this for the shorter ones. Forget the Pegwell. We're going to use a bunch of these. It's so slow, though. It's so incredibly slow. This one's about 3 times the speed. Less reliable, but we don't really worry about reliability on these. Took them like 50 years to figure out how to link 3 cars together? Yeah, but also expand the inside of them. I like my Fastnet padder. Yeah, you know, it's all about having different kinds of setups here, and we will use this for the short one. You're going to have a very simple run. It's from here to here. Now, I'm also going to clone you like 4 times because I think this is going to be a problem. And then I'm going to make a male version of you who's going to share that order. And then I'm going to clone you like 3 times and off you all go. Now, watch this cause me a lot of problems. Also cost me a lot of money. How are boats doing these days? Still profitable? How's my money overall? Still growing, kind of. I mean, it shrunk in 2015, but I'm just going to assume... what actually changed? Train income went up, road income went down. Ship income went up. I must have spent a lot of money on... Oh, right, I spent 15 million on new vehicles. That'll have done it. So really, my money continues to go up. I love to see it. So Kaliningrad, you got people that want to go to... Gdańsk, Danzig Central? How am I meant to say Dingen? Is it just Dingen? I would like a new spelling of it. It doesn't have that G there. Gdansk at least is making a bit more sense to me. 320 bags seems small considering the size of the ship. Yeah, there's no good proportional movement of mail by ship, sadly. Alright, so we're getting some chump change. And now we have the real amount of people wanting to move over. And that's probably going to choke these lines something fierce. But that's okay. Breaking down already out there. It's Genian, yeah, but forget Polish. This is all about something a German's put together. Transfer for 2,000. That's a real transfer. For how much money? Is it profitable? That's the real question. Somewhat. Somewhat. Yeah, I can get behind that. All these people now wanting to go over to Kaliningrad. And Koslin? Oh god, yeah, that's a lot of people that we dumped up that want to go down through here. I wonder if we can have more trains on this line. I think we're going to need them pretty lickety-split. You go to where first? You go to Berlin first, so I'm going to cough some more trains out of here. Let's try and saturate this line a bit more. Wang. Love the sound. If these stations aren't chock full, we know we're not trying hard enough. When I was playing City Builder, I had a station to dump people, 200,000 people waiting there. Then I served all my cities from that one station. I don't think that would work over such a huge map like this, because if somebody wanted to go from Helsinki to Tallinn, and they went over to a central point in Copenhagen, I would lose a lot of money moving them around. But I've also been told to just embrace the idea that some routes are not profitable. So it's difficult. Lemon difficult. Okay, all the breakdowns alone are spacing these ships out. No kidding on those breakdowns. How are you so unreliable? There we go, pick up actual people. You won't make much of a profit now, but imagine what we'll get later on. It doesn't make money at all my money comes from oil. Yeah, goods are where the real money's made. But I like to think that I can have profit coming in from moving people. And we do. We have plenty of profitable people moving lines. Why, here's one right now. Last year it made 794,000 euros. Just going from Berlin to Lubeck exchange. Not even delivering people to Lubeck, but to the exchange. Whoa, we got a lot of goods here. I actually need to expand my... Oh, well, no, we have the goods, good ships moving as we speak. So much to keep an eye on in this. Lubeck continues to shrink disastrously. For God's sake, why is Lubeck not growing? It gets everything it could possibly need. Growth every 60 days, and yet it's shrinking. They're not to be trusted, are they? Oh, look at those new, speedy, considerably larger trams. They're actually moving too many goods out of Lubeck now. But that Lubeck to Hamburg is impressive movement. It's the damn noise. I don't think they care about the noise. Besides, they've got all this peaceful area to move to, which will then find itself infested with an international airport. It shrinks because it's deleting buildings to merge or build bigger buildings. Yeah, well, couldn't it just build more? I want too much. I'm having a hard time building up these farms. Like I said, it's chance if they're going to grow. They should grow, but anything to build up the Rostock factory, which, on reflection, is making goods that I'm not delivering anywhere. Would Rostock like some goods? Would Rostock even accept some goods? They probably would, but to what end? Actually, I could make a tiny little dock that just brings the goods over to Rostock. Nah, I should bring them somewhere that I actually care about the growth of. Well, I do quite like Rostock, but... No, that's going to be very good for actually building up Rostock when it hits the 4,000 mark. So even though it's a little bit paltry... I haven't used a goods tram at all. We can change that. And it should be very easy to do so. It should be insultingly easy to do so, in fact. I don't actually like this road network here. Have at with that instead. And let's have almost an insult to tram networks everywhere. We'll have a little baby network. And it will fail to get that. Supplies goods. Actually, if it's a single loop around, then it just needs to come out a bit here, doesn't it? So we get you here, and then we get you here, and hopefully link you up with the docks. And then it's the simplest little thing. We get ourselves our goods tram, our 3-car goods tram. Buy it and tell it to go here, and when it's there, we'll load. Nice, getting to work, and that should help keep the factory alive. I don't actually know if the factory would fail if I didn't ever bring the goods away from it, or if they'll survive just by having goods dumped onto them. Are trams a mod? They're definitely a mod. But they've got a very generic mod that's just pretty fantastic. Wow, that's next to no money. I guess we're barely taking the goods any distance, are we? So I trust Rostock has a giant statue of me somewhere. There's no way I wouldn't have given it them by now. No. Oh wow, that's kind of pathetic. But it will supply Rostock with goods. I could make so much more money on those goods just bringing them anywhere that's relatively far away. Still, enough to bring stuff in and supply Rostock. And Rostock otherwise has everything it needs to grow like a weed. Look at that, the packs going out of it are enormous. Lubeck, please grow more. Bank balance, please grow more. Is there a money cap in this game? And here I was starting to worry about inflation when I saw my boats. And it would have been a problem if I hadn't gone and fixed all my unprofitable boats. Well, I say all of them. Fixed some of them. A majority of them, even. Boats overall making me a profit is swell. In fact, are there any groups that are really loss leaders? Yeah, the northern Scandinavians, we knew those were awful. Lubeck to Hamburg. Do I really only have one of those? But look at all these other Lubeck to Hamburg. How are you not part of that? You don't have a shared order, do you? If I share orders, do I share orders to or from? I think it's from, right? Share orders with ship 197. Oh god, which one's 197? Is that you? There we go. Now that has merged you in, I hope. I hope that was 6 previously and now it's 7. Okay, some of these transfers are costing me boon dollar. I think I oversaturated Calais to Den Haag. These probably running empty. Yeah, some of them are running really tight amounts. That's okay though, it emptied it out. I'm sure it's good in the long run. Boat usage at 53%, imagine the noise if 100% of its power was used. I'm imagining. Well, if I can find a way to reduce the foghorns, that would be nice. I'm glad they're there, they're just overpowering. And again, the only setting available, wrong settings. The only settings we have is just sound effects. If there was a way to crack this open and reduce it overall, I would be very interested. Because I want to segregate the different kinds. This coal mine's getting a lot of TLC. It really needs to grow more. But that's good. We have it set up to make us loads of money on Taku. Was it not Taku that got it? No, of course not. It was Helsinki Power Station. They actually don't make me as much money as I would have thought. But they are tiny little boats. The big ones would make more, but less frequently. Where Helsinki's not growing, but they're not a priority. Tallinn, on the other hand, we're like Tally. Why did I build this bridge? There's probably going to be a lot of questions like that as time goes on. Right, I'll continue to distract myself from finishing off the Prussia expansion. I need to do something with Elbing. And I don't know what. Elbing could take a tram over to Kaliningrad and to... Well, there's a lot out here that I'm going to want to link up, isn't there? Like Warsaw, Lodz, Blomberg, and Bromberg. How would we have those connect up to all of this? It would almost certainly be an auxiliary train line. I mean, yeah, there's no way I'd want to deal with this without trains. But how? Paris, Jake. Oh, thanks for the reminder. I've been really skimping on Paris. Such a shame that there's only limited destruction I can do each time. Gdansk, Elbing, Kaliningrad. Gdansk, Elbing, Kaliningrad. But why? We already have this set up. What I just need to do is scoop the people up from Elbing and shove them over to Kaliningrad and Danzig. Which is not unthinkable. I mean, I can just throw them into here on a tram line. And then throw them into here on a tram line. That would have everything sorted somewhat. Yeah, it's a lot more flexible than bringing in a train line for you. These other ones here are probably going to need some kind of dedicated mulch everyone into the center kind of affair. Maybe actually, given the setup for it, I could have a ring here. An isolated ring that goes around them. Maybe even a cross. But then how would that work? What would happen in the middle of this cross? How about a big ring around them? Ring-a-ring-a-rosies. So there's a train that just runs a ring around them. And then what? Thorn has to be connected up somehow. Maybe an inner ring as well that somehow involves Thorn. Because I don't want Thorn to just go to one of these and then have to go back around. That would be painful for the Thornians. Okay, right, Elbing first. I'll let that idea marinate in my head for a little bit. Rings are good. Rings are great. That way we can have mail go one way and not mail go another. This is a bit iffy for the bridging. Get your tubular stuff going. Good thing we don't need signals on these. Right, so for one, we're going to actually have a triple here in the for the expectation that's going to grow. From now on, I think I want all my tram lines to be triples because then they can handle two loads of our famed three. So I haven't linked them up, have I? Nope. Elbing, not Elbing Woods, not Elbing Central. Elbing. Yes, now that our trams are all 3 cars, we're going to want a setup like this. Here we go again. Elbing. And God knows if Elbing's ever truly going to want a... Oh, I didn't. No, that is actually linked, actually, because it's on the corner there. Lovely. I dread to imagine people actually using this to link over to Danzig rather than using the boats. They might even do it because it's faster, and that would put a lot of strain on these, but hey, Elbing will surely be happy. that good enough? Not really. But we could have, say, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully it'll all fit. Okay. Now for the tramway. Bring all the poles to Warsaw. Have high speed go to Tallinn from Berlin via Warsaw. All the poles to Warsaw, but Warsaw's on the Hanseatic border. I don't like the idea of pulling them in this way and then blasting them out the other way. Doesn't strike me as right. I'm going to lose a lot of money on the transfer, and I know, don't worry about money, but I don't want to run intentionally lossy lines. Right, how's this going to work? Not goods, that's for sure. Passengers, our good old 3-car train. I will have... Oh, well, I'm not going to have anything if I don't have my tramways here. 1, 2... Oh, God, no. Gotta link it. Oh, dear, it can't actually link to Central. It's too far away for Central. That's a problem. But I think that's because you... Oh, yeah, you're all part of Kaliningrad Central. Mistakes have been made. What do we do? We don't have that for one. We could go under, pop out here. But even so, that needs to be inside here. Not unstoppable yet. It's a ring, right? Enter the tram. I like it. Now I doubt I'm gonna have the freedom to just bring this to... Ooh. There we go. Embrace the spaghetti. Jake, would you want to remove the ship sound entirely or just reduce the frequency? I want to reduce the volume of the ship sound. I don't mind that it's frequent because we have a lot of ships. I just mind how incredibly noisy it is. There must be some way to like open up the sound effects file, grab it, and just normalize it down a bit. Just reduce it. I've done that in other games before. I had to rip apart Patrician 4 just to get rid of that annoying mercenary encountering your land convoy sound effect. I've still saved the file for it. There's some kind of like... They're fuck files and I need some kind of unfuck program for it. That's F-U-K, that is. Weird way to package it up, but I don't even remember how we managed to find it. Worked out though. Right. Need 3 for freight. You can completely silence the ship in the settings menu. But I don't want to silence them. I like the fact that they're there, I just don't like the fact that they're so loud. I know, I'm being pingy, haven't I? I should just deal with it. This is a problem. Problem we shall solve. There we go. Now that's all on the central. And it can all move out here. Took a bit. Yes, FUK files there, Hoobie. Right, now we can actually get to giving you your commands. And we're going to have you run... Let's see... Get over here, and then back to here, and then into there. Do I want you to wait in Elbing? Maybe. Maybe. It's always nice to give Elbing that extra service, right? But maybe it's better just to have more of you. After all, you're going to block up here, aren't you? Also, they're pretty fast, and it's not that long a way to go. It's just nice when people have good service, isn't it? Ah, screw it, right. We have that. We clone them for 6 of them and get them going. Ah, but before we get them going, we're going to make a male one. Buy it. Give it the same order as you, except then we just reverse Elbing with Kaliningrad. So it's going to go out to Kaliningrad first, hopefully the way I want it to. Ah, but it's going to forget that order, isn't it? Yes, it is. So, we clone you. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we delete you. And then we start them all. And are they going to go out the way I want them to? Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. Perfect, even. Swell. They don't seem to be stopping, because there's absolutely nothing to pick up, but through they go. And eventually there will be stuff, because they'll want to come over to Elbing. Not many people want to go to Elbing, though, that much is a given. Did I give them maintenance on their orders? Of course I did, I always like to maintain my vehicles. Let's give some tender love and care to you. Ooh, is that missing? That is perfect. We're going to have you serviced on this kind of island. Yeah, it must be an island. And we're going to do much and such the same for you. Mail car. Go to Elbing. And then around to... Danzig doesn't have any link-ups here, does it? But that's fine. With the Danzig dock over there, we know we're pretty safe on putting these out here. So... Well, I say safe. I like these things to be 3 in a row. That's only 2 in a row. Are they gonna mind if I just tear down this road? It's kinda rough, isn't it? Kinda gimped their ability to grow here now, haven't I? Well, that might be okay. Might. I really should look into the logic that the game uses to expand their cities, because it is interesting to me, and it is something that we could use gameplay-wise. Recht. Danzig Central 1, 2, 3, and then Danzig Central 1, 2, 3. Now, where was our train at here? It's going to Elbing, then to Danzig, which means it comes out, it goes ding ding, and around and back in for you. And then we clone you. 1... S6 seems like a good number. 2 and 2, and then 2 in transit. And then we make ourselves the passenger train, the 3-car one of course. We have it steal these orders. We reverse the cities. We clone it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Delete the one that we just had, otherwise it's going to go in the wrong direction, as we found out, and off it trots. I'm learning so much about this game, and yet there's so much more to know. No timetables. This is... Wow, did Elbing just shoot up in size already? This is overkill. These won't be profitable for a long time. Unless for some reason they do some weird transfers from Kaliningrad over. I don't think they would, but I've essentially just made it that Elbing should be good to grow practically forever. Oh, that Elbing sawmill's about to die, though. Seeing all those... Oh, no, it's crates of goods there. I don't know what makes these die, though. Maybe if they go a certain amount of time without receiving any goods, they'll keel over. People are going to prefer trams over the boats, do you think? Because none of them are getting on these so far. The boat is more direct, so you'd think they prefer that, right? I think that's just Kaladin's love for trams kicking in. There's a limit on how many transfers people do, but thank God for that. Oh, these are starting to really run full. And run a profit. 300,000 just on transfers is good. Keeping Kalingrad's ratings higher, also good, although it's not very good. I bet it would be better if they had a giant statue of me. And what's this? Is this a lot of people wanting to go over to... Yeah, wow. I've got all these boats and they're not enough. Is that applying to the mail as well? Somewhat, but mostly passengers. You're a passenger one, so I'm actually going to clone you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to make a load of you. Out you go. Where's the mail one? I'm probably going to want more mail as well. Do we have a way to differentiate the mail from not, just by looking at it? I mean, we can see these, but it doesn't tell us which ones are mail, right? No, these ones are mail, because they're grouped under a different order, is that right? Oh, that is right. Makes my life easier. Right, ship 207 then. You're hard to track. Am I gonna get the right one? I guess I did. You got the bags of mail. Let's have a few of you and go. Look at it! And yet, they're using their ethereal nature to drink up those passengers and mail. Oh my. Well, that should keep Danzig happy at least. How's the Estonian City of World's Desire doing? I think the growth of Tallinn slowed. Yeah, there, it's actually stopped now. Because we're not moving enough passengers out of there. Where are they wanting to go? They're desperate to go to Arnsberg. Oh man, this whole road network has been nothing but a big old fiasco for me. Are they at least running a profit? No. Absolutely not. They run full, and yet they can't run a profit for me. Buses are so bad in this game. Also, when's the last time you went on a city-to-city bus that had a capacity of 40? That's just awful. 40? That's only 10 rows of those seats that do 4. Jake doing everything in his power to not use trains. Passengers want to travel fast, not so. I am using trains, I just don't want to only use trains. Besides, saying boats are terrible for them, they're pretty great over short distances. Perhaps this will enlighten you. What? I can't wallow the virtues of trains any harder. Oh, somebody said that the trams are now loading. That's from Elbing, right? Oh geez, they are certainly loading. Oh yeah, they want to get out of there now. And that's costing me a fat lot of dosh. Although some of them are making me dosh, that's also nice. Oh yeah, now they're full of people from Kaliningrad that are now willing to go via Elbing. Hope I'm not screwing over Elbing with this. But you know, we have a lot of boats to take them over. People love riding boats. Why else would we manage to get 312 passengers on it and squeeze 200,000 out of them per year? And this is the... I wonder if I can do anything to make this big loop viable. The idea that they're taking passengers so far as well and yet failing to make a profit off of it. Well, it looks like occasionally they do. And poor you, you're not growing because we don't drag enough passengers and mail out of you? Oh, that is sad. This game is a train network. Delete the circle, that'll make it viable. I spent so long on it though. Maybe what I need are more vehicles in it. Oh lord. Okay, that's okay. These are people that actually want to go to the Klaipeda docks. Where's that again? Oh god. That's so many of them that want to get on this network of vehicles. and they are just too terrible for them. Yeah, trams instead of buses would work wonders. And now I can't even process them fast enough. Oh, it's a disaster. Where are your trains? Oh, we have a fair amount of trains running along. Look at them go. Look at them go through my amazing switch here. New mail truck, at least. Look, I get it. Trains are great, but I want to mix up different kinds of transport here. The train lobby is so strong. I mean, James, look. We do trains. Can't hear the virtues over the foghorns. Right, what have I not brought together in Prussia, for better or for worse? You are not part of my borders here. Kaunas was a Hanseatic city, apparently, so I should bring them over. Poor Tilsit. They have the train line running through, they just wish they had actual trains coming in. I think what? Yeah, I wanted to do something with this. Warsaw, Lodz, Thorn, Bromberg, and Allenstein. Kaunas was the capital of Lithuania for a good while. Perhaps, but I've only been to Vilnius. I wonder if I could have a circular train network with a cross. So we'll have trains that go this way, maybe also have them go the other way, and then it splits off so they have a direct one over to Allenstein. I'm not even sure they need that direct one though, right? Might be helpful though, it'll certainly be good for things. But then what about poor Thorn? How does Thorn operate? Don't know. Use the river and canals for the crossing. Rivers and canals, eh? Had a lot of people telling me that people don't like being on boats, but what if they had no other option? No other option, eh? A lot of slow-ass boats moving people between all of these places. I must say it's kind of tempting. We make 3 million about 15 seconds. Sure you don't need 300 million? Look, I'm always interested in more dosh. If they collect in Thorn, where would I then take them? Poor Elbing is suffering over there. Tell you what, I don't know, and it's clearly too late that my brain is shutting down here. So we're going to make our save, and on our next session, I think we'll just put it to a vote again where we're going to go, but we're not going to do it now. It again will be Denmark, Norway, Sweden, UK, or... There's some more inland stuff I need to do here for sure. What would I do? Well, one of them. That's for future Jake to decide. I clearly need to get myself off to bed. And tomorrow, there won't be OpenTTD, probably, unless I wake up early and just have to play more of it. No, I'm going to finish off the World Motorsport Championship Longplay, unless I fail, in which case it's not being finished. And then we'll do one shot on Sunday. That's the disturbing lack of OpenTTD, which I need to rectify. But we'll see about that, and I'll slot it into the schedule wherever I can. What you need to do is destroy Venice, your eternal right. Ooh, good reminder. Venice is too far away. I don't care if that thing gets destroyed or not. We never see Venice. We never go down far enough to look at it. Although, no, I'm not going to destroy that. There's no reason to. Hasn't won any votes or anything. Yeah, the map is majestic. I love it. Working on this just feels so good. Certainly a lot more rail network could be done, but anyway, problem for future Jake. For now, though, it is very much a cheers and a cheerio.